Retard.
Good evening. Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Welcome to sunny Bremen. Although it's not sunny. I don't know what happened today. Big hello to Lee. Hope you're doing good. Hope wie geht's? Hey, good wie. Mark, hello to you. Declan, hello. 777 Bob, nice to see you here on Twitch and on YouTube. I can already welcome Andreas, Clive, Avenger. Hey, Mike, Holger, hello to you. Uwe and Danny and Kieran and Philip, hello to you. Oh, nice. So you got you got holidays now. Cool. Cool. Right. Good. Okay, so as I announced, oh, that's really kind. So Aviators TTV, thank you much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Not sure what you were up to. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Aviators TTV, please. And Roy, good evening to you. Right, for all of you on YouTube, watching on YouTube, is it possible, would it be possible that you, for later, for the giveaways, you could quickly jump into Twitch chat, assuming you have a Twitch account, because as announced today, it's everything about the FSiPanel, which I'll get to in a minute, and we're giving away 3 copies of the newly released version for the FENIX A320. Hey, Flightsim Eindhoven, hello. If not, if there's some people here that are watching on YouTube and are very disappointed if we only do the giveaways on the Twitch channel, because it's technically easier for me to just do that, then that would be great. So, I have been using FSiPanel all the way back for a long time now. So, some of you may remember me using it in the FS Labs. Oh my god.
Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flap. Too low. Terrain. Light flow.
Oh my god. Mark!
A beer for the captain. Feeling dank.
Thank you so much, my dear friend Mark. Thank you very much. I need to start my chat ball here. Mark, thank you so much for the €10 a beer for the captain. Yes, thank you. I think I'm going to have one later. Luke, hello to you. Matty, hello to you as well. Who else do we have here? Flightsim Eindhoven, Xavier, hello to you. Hang on, I need to start the bot first. And Leet 2K, hello to you, good evening. Yeah, Andreas, we'll work something out that in case of that, then we may do another giveaway on the stream and on YouTube then. Good, so as I was saying, big thank you to Mark. There it is, a round of applause for the generous donation. Thank you so much. And Pavel, good evening to you. Right, FSiPanel. So you saw me using that in the FS Labs. So it's already a really cool add-on to be used. And the only issue with Prepared was that you couldn't really do that many repetitive approaches, because at some point you would run out of memory, and then at some point it would not work anymore. Now Microsoft Flight Sim has now been able to open up a lot more options with the FSiPanel, and so here you actually have the ability, depending on your computer, but you have the ability to do many approaches without having to restart the sim. And we'll get to that as I will show you. So let me just start the FSiPanel first of all, as we are in Bremen right now, live weather, and it's raining. And if I look out my window, I can actually confirm that is pretty much what we have. So the FSiPanel, here it is. It's the same UI. Hey Milton, how you doing? So if you have already been using, and Voyager, moin, nice to see you at Giftswerk, hello. Stepke, hi. So if you've been using the FSiPanel previously in Prepared, or here in Microsoft Flight Sim with the PMDG or the Mad Dog, you're already well aware and well familiar with this this UI. And I can announce, hey Rentasat, nice to see you, and here is FSiPanel on YouTube. So the developer JP, yeah, he's so passionate about this tool and giving us flight simmers the opportunity to do multiple approaches, set up the aircraft just like it would be possible to do so in a level D simulator. We even have training scenarios, which we'll get to as well. So lots of cool stuff to do, and today we'll demonstrate all of those options. Hey Timur, oh nice, greetings back. You lived here, nice. So FSiPanel, so JP, the first question is in here already. Is it also available for the BAE or other planes compatible? I'm just going to make sure that I don't leak my infos here. So as you can see, you've got the FENIX, you have the fly-by-wire, you have the PMDG and the Mad Dog. So at the moment there is no BAE option, but compatibility is for the fly-by-wire, if I'm not completely mistaken, the PMDG and the Mad Dog as well. And the FENIX is the newest. Oh, and even, okay, so fly-by-wire. Ah, okay, so JP, it doesn't show up because I don't have it installed. Is that the reason? Yeah, because I don't own the BAE. And Captain Bear Bear, nice to see you. Yes, excellent. So Captain Bear Bear, it'll be, if it's possible, kind of a brunch, because I think 11 is going to be a little bit too late for me, getting ready for the flight back. Okay, cool. So, as you are aware, with the UI, so many features you can do, and we'll demonstrate that. We're going to start off here in Bremen, and we'll do some landings, because I've actually got a new version, a developer version, FENIX flight model, and so they are going to be publishing a update soon, and I've been kindly given a dev version to try out the new flare simulation, flight stick input simulation, and so on. So we'll test that. How to start Microsoft Flight Sim with running engine? Is it an option of FENIX? Yes, it is. So whenever you choose a starting point on the runway here in the FENIX, you will have the engines running. If you want to, you can still go panel settings, and you can press ready. That will give you the engines running as well. So you have the option there to do that if you like. Now, obviously, if you want to practice some stuff, you want to go and be ready on the runway, right? You wouldn't start out really at the gate. I mean, you can do, but if you do, just want to do quick landing practice, crosswind landing practice, whatever, then you'll do that starting with engines running on the runway. Cool. So, one important thing is the following. Whenever you start using the app and you want to position the aircraft somewhere, be it short final, long final, downwinds, vectors, base, etc., etc., there's two things you have to set prior you start any of these exercises, and that is the first one in the EFB here in the FENIX. Go to your ground service tab and make sure that you deselect all of those. Make sure the chocks are gone, GPU is gone, and the PCA, the air conditioning unit, is gone as well. So all of those are deselected, because otherwise it's going to look a bit silly if you fly around with the ground power connected. So the second thing to do is your mass and balance. Go in there, and it's just a quick edit. It's literally just clicking on one of those pencil tabs there and just set some passengers. So I'd go normally with 125 passengers, about a ton of cargo, fuel, anything you like. Something realistic, around about 3.7 tons. So I actually get a round number. That's what I aim for, 55 tons, zero fuel weight. Because I'm old and I can remember that value a little bit better. Go to instant loading. And there you have it. So 55 tons and 30%. Perfect for my old memory. And that will put in later on then once we started the setup. So let's start out with something simple first of all. So let's say we're going to use real weather, and it's almost a sunny day in Bremen. So, you know, here we have saying it's not too cold, not too warm. The weather is always perfect. If you are complaining about the weather, then you have the wrong clothing. That's really what we say here. Hey, negative.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment
Hang
will
on,
be served.
let's just wait for you.
Thank you.
Sup. Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks for the 64 months. Good golly. Nick, I hope you're doing well. I hope all is good with you. I need to get in contact with you and we'll have a little chat at some time. So, what we'll do first is, before we select anything else from this menu, let's just go and select a long final. You get a couple more options here. You can change the approach profile. So you can go clean configuration on the long final. You can go vectors for the long final. That will be flaps 1 config, or do final approach config, either flaps full or flaps 3, whatever you like. Let me just see about setup. Options. There we go. So if you go to setup options, you can actually pre-select your preference regarding short final quick approach distance or the long final quick approach distance. So you can tweak this already to your liking. You can select, hey King Creed, how you doing? Yeah, the weather is, of course, I'll show you a little trick, Philip. When we're going to do an LVO as well here in Bremen in a couple of minutes. I'll show you that. So downwind, you can have the offset, lateral offset. You can have the standard altitude being set. Same for the base position or the vectors position. Again, you can tweak that as a standard to your liking. Also, you can have visibility or kilograms, whatever you like, or pounds or statute miles. Again, whatever you wish. So for the FENIX, I've set allow the app here to program the MCDU. Standard auto brake is low, and the standard or default landing flap setting is flaps full. Here we've got some more options after landing. If you retract the speed brake, you can trigger the after landing flows. So you have a virtual first officer who will do that for you if you like. Hey Dave, welcome. Yeah, thank you, Negative. I will do. Yeah, Witcher, I know, right? And also, you can have it prompted to set the managed speed on final automatically for you. Nothing too complicated. Again, you get used to that UI very quickly. So for me, long final, it'll be about 10 miles. So we'll use the config final. Yeah, let's do config. Actually, let's go vector. Let's go vectors. So config 1. And then you're pretty much already set. No, so I'm on SU10, Uwe. I don't participate in the betas because I do stream regularly and I don't want to mess around with with a broken Microsoft flight sim. I was trying to fly across the pond and I actually expected to have the days ahead of my birthday free, but my company decided graciously to let me be home on my birthday. Thank you so much, my dear company. But they decided for the weekend before that, they'll have me flying. So I've got to fly this weekend. And so unfortunately, I can't take part across the pond. Right, so here again, we have the ILS position summary as well. So the position summary. So we have the ILS runway 27, 10 miles out at about 3,000 feet. Good. So very important. When you press move aircraft, you have to allow the FSiPanel to set up the aircraft. It just takes a little while. Not that long, you'll see, but in that time, while the FSiPanel is setting up your aircraft, do not touch anything, right? Don't be animated to touch and clear, master cautions or to do anything, any programming or any switching on the QNH, etc. Just don't touch anything. Just wait until the command tells you, all right, it's all good now. You can now take over control. My birthday is Monday. Right, so done all that. Let's move the aircraft. And here you now see I have a little panel pop up. So it's setting my flaps to config 1+F. And all I need to do now is set the indicated airspeed. Hey, thank you so much to Nove75. Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. So here we go with 200 knots. Heading is going to be 266 degrees initially. And Sapphire Wave, good evening. And we're going to set 2,900 feet on the altitude. Right, and then it tells you, when ready, set thrust levers to climb notch. So that's what I'm going to do. Climb notch it is. Your levers are now on climb. And now the aircraft's going to set up. So just like I mentioned, don't worry, don't touch anything. It's all been taken care of. And you just do whatever it tells you here in that pop-up window. So it says preparing the approach right now. Oh, I don't have any sim sounds. There we go. Now you got sim sounds. Oh, cool. So your birthday is 6 days after mine, Voyager. Nice.
Hello, Black Box.
Yeah, Avenger. I am thinking about doing a private kind of cross the pond. So we'll see. So you can see the FSiPanel is now programming the MCDU for us. It's going to select the approach automatically. We don't have to do anything like that. Just be patient. Hey, Sim Caesar, nice to see you. Oh, nice. You were doing the same in Portuguese for the Boeing. Nice. I hope everything went well. And Brennelt, guten Abend, wie geht's dir? Yeah, so Brennelt, if you're happy with it, 22:30 local time, we'll go and fly the Kodiak. There we go. Good, so the FSI, how much does the FSI cost? I'm going to go ahead and get the official answer so that I don't do anything, say anything wrong. So, let's see, where was it? So it's available now, as I understand it. It's available now. And there we go, $29.95, standard edition. Yeah, around 30 euros, roundabout. Okay, so we are now ready for the aircraft to take over. Now, all I need to do, and that's the thing, that's a limitation at the moment with Microsoft Flight Sim, that you can't access the data in here. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to enter the QNH in here. And a minimum, let's say 270 feet. The rest is not really required. You can do it if you like. And then I'm going to enter the weight. So 55 and 30. And that's it. We are ready. So it says, hold your brakes for 3 seconds, which I'm going to do now. 1, 2, 3. The aircraft gets set back to its initial position. We'll go approach mode on. So now we got the autopilot 1+2, lock star, glide slope blue. In the flaps 1 config, let's go config 2. Speed is check, flaps 2. And here we are on the final. Brennelt, they have different pricings. You have to look at their website. Here's the website link if you want. Regarding how many aircraft add-ons you can choose, etc., etc.
2,500.
Right, 2,500. Let's put the gear down. The gear's already down. Let's go flaps 3. Speed is check. Flaps 3. So currently we've got 14 knots crosswind from the left. It should be. So JP said, so the developer said that it should be available. If it's not listed just yet, it should be. He's probably just working on the servers right now because he wanted to wait until we do the stream. Yeah, just be patient. Yeah. it should be on in a short while. Right, flaps full, speed is checked, flaps full. There we go, we'll be on very shortly. There we go. Cool. So let's just make sure we have everything set, and we'll arm the spoilers. Let's read the landing checklist. Incoming landing no blue, and we're good to go. Beautiful sunny Bremen weather. Manual flight. Let's do some flying here. Oh, and I can give you the joystick cam as well. Perfect. There we go. When's the best time to align your hardware? The sim setup. Holger, you don't have to really. I mean, I do it when whatever setup I have. So if I choose the full config landing setup, I'll set the hardware accordingly. So the moment I start setting up, then I put the levers in the right position, and that way it sets up. Oh, let me start FS Realistic as well, just for the fun.
Realistic connected.
There we go.
1,000.
Perfect. Cool. 1,000 is checked. Let's concentrate on flying the aircraft. No, so that's a good question. That's not a stupid question at all, side dilation. That's a very good question. So, at least not for us pilots, we don't do it. So, since it's a fly-by-wire aircraft, it's all done through software, isn't it? So, I need to ask a mechanic on that. That's a good question. But as far as I know, I mean, we pilots don't calibrate anything. We can't change sensitivities, anything like that. So we have to fly it as it comes.
500.
Right, it's a bit bumpy here. We're getting a little bit of a tailwind as well.
400.
FS Realistic is there for sounds and for, you know, vibrations,
300.
that sort of stuff.
100 above.
Yeah, runways inside, clear to land. It is bumpy. Blimey.
Minimum.
Continue. Now I'm not sure if that's it could be. Oh, I need to start process lasso for the performance.
100.
Glide slope.
Right, disregard the glide slope.
Glide slope.
Just looking at the
40. 30. 20. Retard.
right.
5.
It's going to be a bit of long landing there. Down we are. Reverser screen. And we've got spoilers. Decel. Yeah, process lasso for me is actually fairly good. It does improve performance a bit. And makes it smoother. Manual brakes. Let's slow down. No, I'm using the profile from V1 Simulations, but I need to. I have one profile uploaded, but it's not current. Cool. So let's have a look now at the landing report, and that's a cool feature now that comes with the FSiPanel. I mean, the landing report was in previously, so if you click on that, you get another window, and it tells you landing. Oh, still a good landing distance-wise. Hey, good evening, Hayden. Process Lasso is a tool that optimizes the GPU usage, and you could put performance mode in here, etc., etc. But that's a different topic altogether. But normally I'll leave that running in the background. Hey, Riri, good evening. So it tells me the landing with a precipitation of rain. It says good landing distance. Deviation is 2 meters left of centerline. That's still good. Touchdown 189. Nice landing. And the bank at touchdown was 0.5 to the right. Perfect. So that's good. And the pitch was 5 degrees up. Here you can see my lateral deviations and the vertical deviations. I mean, that becomes very interesting, of course, when you're doing non-precision approaches, or if you're flying raw data, whatever. So yeah. So process lasso is for optimization of the CPU loads. Yeah, that's a good summary. Nice. Now that landing report is actually something you can use all the time. So let's say you're flying normal A to B, and you don't want to use FSiPanel to do any failures, or you don't want to position the aircraft anywhere. you can still use that landing report. So you have to be, now let me just see if I remember, is it 100 miles, JP? Was it 100 miles within the airport range of your destination? Then you will get the button to allow you to record the landing. So 100 miles within range or on the ground before flight. So on the ground, if you before you take off, you can activate that. So the cool thing is you can just simply arm that and then leave that running in the background, and that way it'll record your landing data. So just like you got there. So it's a more sophisticated landing report, which is very nice. Right, there we go. So that's what you'll get. Cool. Let me have a look. Right, I'm just do something here. Right, there we go. So, any questions about that? Brennell, do your personal feelings overlap the same type caliber quality? Do you feel differences between A320 and... No. So if it's the same type, Brennell, then you would not feel a difference. Of course, if it's a 319 compared to, a 321, etc., then of course, you will feel a difference. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, does this... Oh, there's an update. What? JP, did you just put an update? I'm going to skip it for now. Okay, so JP, there's a question. Someone's asking if you can store the landing rates. Okay, it's the official release. Roger that. So, can you store landing reports? That's a good question. Cool. Right. So let's say you weren't, or you were happy with that approach, and you say, you know what, I want to practice a little bit more a crosswind landing. I'm going to just close FSI or FS realistic because of the wind turbulence effect. Because I have a feeling that was caused by FS realistic there, or maybe even the latest version of the FENIX. So let's say you want to use the same kind of setup. However, let's do like, scattered clouds, and I want a little bit of crosswind. So the wind should be from the south, let's say. The speed in meters per second. So that's about, let's do that here. And again, I always have to be careful because that's meters per second for me and not knots. You can add a bit of gust factor if you like. So let's see how that goes. Is it needed to enter speed heading out manually due to the intentional FENIX? Yeah, PLS or PL spotter. Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be some slight variations because of the integration limitations that the developers always find. But I don't personally really think that's a big issue. So let's now do something. So I've already programmed a fix for Bremen. So if I go to the fix selection and select the waypoint, this is one of the coolest features I think in the FSiPanel. You can make your own setups, meaning those are stored on your hard drive, and you can do as many as you like, and you just click on that. So you can see I've made 2 for Bremen 527, and there's one further out. So there's one at 1150 and the other one at 1800 feet. And that way I could do short approaches and I could do long approaches if I like. Let's go with the short approach. And I'm going to validate that. Oh yeah, before I do that, you see that prompt here? you can export that position, so that fix. And then the coolest thing is you can actually share that in the community or share that with a friend. Hey, Bernard, good evening. So, and Nua, good evening. So you can actually share those positions that you have created and send the file to a friend or share that with the community. They can simply go to position page here and just drag that file into that page here, and it'll actually save that fix for you then, which is a really, really cool feature. So I've already made that for me. I'm going to go and validate that, and I am going to tell the UI to put me on a final approach configuration, flaps full. And so it tells me waypoint Bremen final to 7 at 1150 feet, and we'll move the aircraft. So it's setting the flaps for me, and all I have to do again is set 145 knots, heading 266. Set the commanded altitude 1150 or 1100 I'm going to put in here. And then, as always, I just simply put the thrust levers in the climb notch,
Terrain
and that's it.
ahead. Pull up.
Again, don't worry, let the aircraft do its thing. And you can see, wow, that's a lot of crosswind. Blimey, that's a bit much actually. I'll dial that down a bit. Which A320 CO engine sounds are better? Which simulator are you talking about? Bernard, good evening. Just to confirm, if you're using FSiPanel from flight A to B, then what? When at departure gate, set FSiPanel to arrival airport and arrival runway. Can you show us it? Correct. Yeah, there we go. So Clive, like JP developer just answered that question for you. Wow, that is a bit too much crosswind. Right. So we're still preparing the approach. Just going to wait until everything is set. So the problem is there is no active pause, unfortunately, here in the FENIX. That's the problem. So that's why it's kind of gliding down. But don't worry. The moment that you press the brake pedals, it repositions the aircraft again. So just let it do its thing. And it's ready now. So I'm just going to enter 1013. Oops. That's it. Just do that. I'm trying to find the click spots here. 1013. There we go. Put that in there. Let's put 270 as the minimum. There we go. Cool. So everything's programmed. The ILS is there. I'm going to hold the brakes for 3 seconds, and there we put it back to our position. I'm going to arm the approach mode. So we got glide slope star, lock star, autopilot 1+2, Cat 3 dual, and the aircraft is now fighting the 50-knot wind. Good golly. Oh, in real life? Well, I prefer the Neo. I do like them. Or the IAE engines. They sound nice as well, in my opinion. Right, I'm not happy with the lighting here. Let me just change the lighting a bit. There we go. That's a bit better. But we need to dial down the wind a bit. Good God, that is just a bit too much.
Speed.
Yeah, I know.
Speed.
Don't worry. Okay, so 30 knots. 30 knots is a bit better. It's within limits, that at least. Right. Manual flights. So let's see how I fare with that. So a bit more aggressive now. Now, when it's gusty, guys, I know, you know, when you have all smooth air, it's nice to just do very gentle inputs. You just have to realize if it's really rough, gusty winds, you're gonna have to move that stick. You know, you have to make corrections, and the inputs will be a bit more aggressive than normal.
300.
All right, so just be aware of that.
Minimum.
Continue 20 knots from the left here. So I'm going to look for the parpies. The glide slope is just a bit off
Flight
here.
slope.
So I'm going to go with the parpy lights.
Flight slope. Flight
50.
slope.
So there we go.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
Right.
5.
Come on. Oh, I floated way too long. Even though it was a nice, beautiful landing, it was not a good landing. Right. So manual brakes here. In my latest video, when I explained about crosswind landings, I was telling you guys,
Now
don't
that's
float.
how pros
Right,
do it.
don't float. You don't get extra prizes for doing that. So yeah, don't do that. Landing report says landing distance 459 meters. That's very good. That's just 159 meters behind the touchdown zone markers. We were 2 meters right of the center line, which is still good. Yeah, it was just too soft landing, right? So yeah, it still says nice landing, but I don't. That's something I wouldn't really want to have in these gusty wind conditions, because you are risking of getting blown off the center line. So, you know, a bit of a firmer touchdown would have been advisable there. The bank was good as well. Pitch was fine. So not bad landing according to that rating, but again, you know, since so much crosswind, you look for a little bit different. Yeah, so Ralph, it's a good question. I've talked about it many times. I would hate to. Oh, actually, I'm not really. I don't like the idea of putting that in my title. However, in the last, let's say, 2 or 3 months, we've had, I think, about almost 10 real-world pilots coming in now on Twitch and YouTube. And each and every one of them, whenever they do any contact, each and every one of them puts real captain or real pilot into that title. So I've noticed that my videos just don't get watched as often anymore because I don't put that in my title, because people will say, oh, well, you know, he's not real pilot because he doesn't put that in his title. So for content creator, it's just something, you know, that is really disheartening. If you are putting so many hours into making a video, creating content, and it's just not, you know, being viewed anymore. Yeah, so it feels like clickbait. The problem I have is either I don't do it and then, you know, just get a bit more discouraged about making videos. And so yeah, so as much as I dislike putting that into the title, I'm just going to do it for now and see how that works. So yeah, all good, Ralph. Good. So let's say I wasn't happy with the landing, right? I am going to select my fix again, validate, and move the aircraft again. Have you tried some Swedish? No, unfortunately not. No. So we're setting the flaps. We're putting... Oh, I did something wrong. So the problem is that I selected clean configuration, which is... Well, it's going to end in the go around, so we might as well practice that. So 240 knots. Do you use different microphones? No. It's all one microphone. A Voyager, well, if that's what it takes. So let's put 240, 266, 1100, that's fine. Right, so this is going to be ending a bit horrible because
Terrain ahead.
I'm going to be a bit too fast for this one. Right. Yeah, Kularis, I get your point. The thing is this. So let's say somebody is Googling or is looking on YouTube and wants to say, oh, what's A320 MCDU, right? Or let's say Airbus Crosswind landings. Some videos will pop up and you have videos with title, real world pilot, right? And then you have mine, which says nothing. It just says A320 Crosswinds. Well, guess what most people will click, right? So that's the issue I'm really having at the moment. And again, making a video, so if I do a video regarding, let's say, crosswind landings, it's at least, I would say, 10 hours, if not more, of work that I do at my PC. And it's just a bit disheartening if it's just not being viewed, watched, because, right, you can see we're a bit fast here. Right, speed brakes out. Autopilot out. So flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. So that will definitely go in and go around here. So let's say we completely missed
Too low. Terrain.
our
Too
descent
low, terrain.
and we're way too fast.
Too low. Terrain.
Right.
500.
Too
So
low,
let's
terrain.
go around. Flaps. Speed is checked. Actually, let's keep that flaps one. It's an unusual kind of configuration to do go around in, but there we go. So pause the climb, gear up, and we'll climb 3,000 feet here. Put the autopilot on, and here we go. Cool. So let's have a look. Let's select our fix again, and this time we'll go with the right altitude or configuration. So we're going to do final configuration, move the aircraft. And again, don't worry about anything here with the sounds, etc. It's all resolved. I'm just showing you guys the versatility of the app here, and it's something you would not be able to do in P3D. Brennel, I'll get to that in a minute. Hang on. So, going to recycle the thrust levers. And there we go. So it's going to reset again. Yeah, there's a honeycomb Bravo. And it has an additional A320 lever set. So it's got thrust levers, which are a lot bigger, a flap lever, which has a unlock function as well, and a speed brake lever. Yeah, the graphics look amazing. Hey, Ricardo, how you doing? I love them too. Right, so flaps full, obviously. We'll check the panel in a minute once that's finished. The description on the web page, it says that it supports just the normal included Microsoft airplanes. Super grumpy. Well, no, because maybe JP can comment on why it says that it just accepts the normal included Microsoft planes. I mean, it does of course support the add-ons like PNG, the Mad Dog, the FENIX. So there we go. Hang on, I'm trying to find the click spot here. Where is it? There we go. So the minimum and the init B page, 55 and 30. So again, do something, get some values where you know you're able to remember them quickly, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to press the rudder, the brake pedals again for 3 seconds, and again we'll be put onto the final. Arm the approach mode here. I'm just leaving one autopilot in here. I'm going to do some manual flying, manual thrust, manual flight. So again, lots of crosswind. Let's try to get onto the final here with that crosswind. Yes, as far as I understand, Golf Alpha, I haven't tried the fly-by-wire mod, but it's in the list, so it should be supported, yes. Right, so trying to get onto the center line, onto path. Blimey, it's windy, so it's a bit of a struggle if you're already downside of the wind and having to come back to center line. Right, let's see if I can get some decent values here. So nice crosswind. So what I'm aiming for now is a little bit of a more positive touchdown. So just to make sure that I don't float for too long.
300.
Because in that crosswind condition, if you start drifting away from the center line, that's not a good thing. You should try to avoid that.
$100.
Flight slow.
Yeah, this route the light slope.
Flight slow.
40. 30. A320 retard.
Alright, that's a bit more positive than I wanted to. We'll see what the report says. So we've got spoilers, reverse green, and decel. Stepke, what's the biggest difference between the P3D and FSiPanel, or the FENIX panel? I would need to go back and check, because I haven't used the FSiPanel in, well, I've actually not used the FS Labs for quite some time, but there's obviously some features that are available here that are not available in, thanks for flying, Ryanair. So let's have a look for the landing report. So here we go. So it says, landing distance, very good. On center line, very good. But okay, that's more positive landing. So it's a bit, it's all right. It's, you know, what I was trying to aim for. But obviously, yeah, a bit too positive, right? Pitch and bank were right, and the speed was okay as well. Yeah, we drifted, of course, initially because of that crosswind, but we caught it nicely, stabilized, a bit high on the profile, stabilized it well at some point, so all fine with that. Hey, Adamiko, everyone as much as, and Yorda, nice to see you guys. Right, there we go, cool. So you can see we've done how many approaches now? 3 or 4? So quite a number of approaches. Okay, so JP just sent me a list of supported aircraft. So there's a lot of supported Asobo aircraft, and as I understand it, they are already supported here by the FSiPanel. So that's pretty cool already. A typical Dash 8 landing, is it really? Okay, cool. All right. What I want to do now is I want to go and do a LVO landing, so a low-vis landing. So for this, I'm going to go with overcast, and I am going to set that cloud layer so that I have bad visibility. All right, so if you want to make that kind of weather, the only way, at least as I've found out, the only way to do that is to actually have the clouds be on the ground, right? So that's how you simulate fog here in Microsoft Flight Sim. You can make it even a bit thicker by thickening that layer, but for the visual fidelity, you'll see why in a minute, I want to have that around about 500, 600 feet. So that's pretty nasty low-vis weather already. So I'm going to use the FSiPanel again. I'm going to select my fix, and I've prepared a waypoint which is a bit further out. So that gives me a bit more time to... oh yeah, so sorry, I missed the answer from JP, because there's another question here from Peel Spotters asking if the reports can be saved. Maybe that's something, if it's not implemented just yet, maybe that's a feedback which JP is happy to get, and maybe be able to save that for later then regarding the reports. Good, so validate that. We'll do a config final, flaps full, and that's it. Happy with that. Move the aircraft. So again, we'll do 145 knots. We'll have 266, 1800 feet. And then all I do is select the climb notch.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
So we'll just let it do its thing. Is there a kind of number in the FSI landing report which gives me the rating how good the landing was? I mean, a combination. No. Well, no. So, I mean, Reynolds, we'll have a look at the next landing report, all right? And, I mean, it doesn't have a single kind of, you know, complete value, if you like. But to be honest, I think it's fair to rate a landing by different criteria. So I quite like the fact that the landing report gives you a lot more info on how your approach was and how your touchdown was, where it was. So a lot more different values. And in the end, Brennald, it's you that has to decide if you like the landing or not. Okay, so JP says there will be the option soon to store the reports. So there you have it. There we go. So it's finished already. See how quickly that goes. So I'm going to enter 10. Well, that click spot here. 13. And for the LVO approach, we're going to put no to radio there. All right. So I'm going to hold my brakes for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I get put back into the right place. We'll do the approach mode. Both autopilots on, as you should have. What time is it? Let's have a look. That looks nice. So there we go. It's a typical kind of, hey Nico, typical kind of autumn weather. So you're in the approach, and there's an overcast layer, and you dip into that, and then you have a foggy situation at the airport. So that's something I love. I love flying into in real life. So whenever I have this situation in the real aircraft, this is always so nice and so beautiful. Because normally you have very little wind, the air is very smooth, it feels cozy, exactly. Good, landing checklist, Icamimo landing no blue. One more thing to do, let's set 3000 for the missed approach. And let's do an auto land. Now for that, we make sure that everything's as it should be. So we captured the localizer and the glide slope. We are having both autopilots on. And it says Cat 3 dual. If only one autopilot was working, it'll say single. But for that, with no decision height, we need both autopilots working. So Cat 3 dual, 1,000. No decision height. 1000 is checked. So let's see how the autopilot can land the aircraft. Let's see. So ready to take over if anything goes wrong. Lovely. A little bit out of clouds again. I love that. That's really cool on Microsoft. So at about 300 feet, we'll get the combined mode land. I'll call that out. And about 40 feet, we'll get flare. After touchdown, we get rollout, so automatic rollout. So let's have a look how that goes. Autopilot, exactly. The auto has the controls.
500.
Yeah, Maximilian, exactly. Yeah, right. A lot of people don't know that exists. Yeah, it's just out for the FENIX. It's just out now. So it's been out for the PNG 737 and the Mad Dog for some time. Right, land. There it goes.
300.
So no contact yet.
$200.
There we go.
100.
Continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard. 5.
Touchdown. I've got spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. And it's doing rollout. So the autopilot is using the noticeable steering the rudder to maintain the center line. It's doing that very nicely. So the autopilots are still on. 70 knots past.
Little challenge, please fly that low vis approach again, with a bit higher minimum, but manual steering, no autopilot. LS on is okay.
Oh, okay, Brent, thank you so much, brother, for the 500 bits. So, Brent, let's have a look at the landing rate. So, landing distance 546, but that's because the glide slope here is intercepting, I think, the yeah, just not exactly the PAPI lights or the touchdown zone. So on center line, very good. Well done, autopilot. 149, nice landing. 0.1 degree bank, perfect. And so, yeah, you can see, Brennel, so there's a lot of dark green in here. So that's why I would say that this landing, of course, if you did that manually, it would be very good, right? So, yeah, also, typical autopilot, look at that, very little deviations. Right, so you got to hand it to the autopilot. Right. There was something off because the touchdown lights didn't match out. Well, yeah, maybe the scenery isn't 100% correct there. Good. So Brenold gave me the challenge to fly that low-vis approach again, but manual steering, so no autopilot. Okay, so there are obviously some aircraft that are licensed or approved to fly an LVO approach. So let's see, Cat 3 single with manual flight. So what they normally have is a head-up display. So the Canadair, for example, has that. So CRJ. So they have a head-up display, and they will fly a low-vis approach manually. This is Bremen Airport, Zimzu. So we will validate that. Again, we'll do final configuration, flaps full, and we'll move the aircraft. So preparing, and again, we'll just do 145 and 1800 feet. Heading is already correct. And we've moved the thrust levers to the climb notch, and off we go.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
So, okay, so Cyanide. So I'm sure you all know who Cyanide is, Amir from for the FENIX. So you've also retuned the autoland. Ah, okay, nice. Yeah, I'll fly it manually, Brown. Yeah, no worries, I will fly it manually. Nico, I know. To be fair, Nico, in real life, it's those low-vis approaches that really get me excited as well. So, I can land the aircraft in stormy crosswind conditions. I'm fine with that. But landing in, let's say, 100 meters visibility, that is in real life still extremely exciting, because you know how fast you're going, how low to the ground you are, and you're not in visual contact, right? So these things are actually, for me, still quite thrilling to do. But Brenold, did you mean raw data? Can I use the flight director, Brenold, or do you want, or do I have to do that manual with raw data? Is that what you're saying? Good God. Right, we're ready. So let's do 10. Oh, I can use the flight director, thank you. I was just about to say, that's going to be quite a challenge then. Displays off, yeah. Close your eyes. Yeah, sure. Of course. Good, let's hold the brakes again, and we reposition, so we just get the approach started, get everything stabilized. Landing checklist, ECMAIM landing, no blue. Manual flight. Down we go. Oh, actually, you know what, Brenold? Let's do the following. Let's do this one, flight director, and I'll do one more LVO, just raw data, okay? To see if we get there. I mean, it's just headwind. It's not really. I mean, crosswind would be a lot worse, but headwind should be fine. What's the temperature actually? 15 degrees, so we're good on that. Cool. So we're just about to go into the clouds here. Absolutely beautiful. Right, Brenold, today's about the FENIX, Brenold. So, oh, and I love the effect. It's just like in real life when you go into the clouds. There is a shift in wind. That is actually cool to see here in Microsoft Flight Sim. GG.
1000.
Nothrukan, thank you so much for that, sterile. And Club Teak, hey, how are you doing? 1000 was checked. You've done the checklist, clear to land. Let's see if we find the runway. Right, down we go. And here the thing is, you've got to try to get some stable values with the pitch and power. So I try to see what pitch value gives me that 700 feet per minute. Thank you, Bob. So if anything happens, and I need to correct. So after I correct, I try again to get to those pitch values. Oh, whoa, we got a updraft here. Hang on, correcting. Oh my god.
500.
Whoa, what happened there? Is that new thermals in Microsoft?
400.
Right, we're way too high.
300.
Let's not try to slam the aircraft. Yeah, I know. We're not that far off. Give me a chance.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
Oh,
5.
a bit long landing, but we're down. We got spoilers, reverse green, decel. No, I'm not in SU-11. No, it's just right. Do you have any tips on how to fly an A320? Well, if I get asked that kind of question, what I can tell you is that obviously with the fly-by-wire control, it's obviously a bit different compared to a conventional aircraft. So you have to understand how the inputs that you're doing is affecting the flight control surfaces. Okay, we'll do that, JP, in a minute. Yeah.
This is a push button.
Hey, John.
Captain Black Box
Nice to see you. Give a big shout out for John Fesser,
Could new
please.
subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary
Big
drinks,
shout out to him.
snacks,
Thank you so
premium
much, John, for
flight
the
entertainment
3 months here now
served.
on Twitch. Thank you
Thank
so much. I know you've been a subscriber a lot longer.
Good evening, BB Plus chat.
Thank you so much, John. I hope you're doing well. A shout out. So, landing distance. So, as I said, it was a bit long landing. That was near the end of the touchdown zone. So it's satisfactory. It's not good. It's all right, but not good. So deviation center line is good. Touchdown 243, nice landing, and bank was all right. Speed is a bit high, I think. So yeah, we got a bit high. That's weird. That was a kind of a weird thing that we got a input there. Regarding your display, be aware when you look at your glide slope, it's not linear. Right, it's what we call an angular approach, meaning as you get closer to the runway, the deviations get more and more sensitive. All right, so at some point, let me see if I can find a picture on that. At some point, a 1 dot deviation will only be like 7 or 8 feet off the center line. All right, further out, obviously, 1 dot will be 200 feet above or below the glide slope. So as you get closer to the runway, obviously, 2 dots is going to be a bit excessive, but 1 dot isn't that really that bad. Meaning also that you have to be careful with the inputs that you're doing. Let me see if I find that. There we go. So that's what I mean with an angular approach. So your glide slope deviations are larger, and the localized deviations are larger the further out you are. So 2 dots at about 5 miles out mean 400 feet deviation from the center line vertically, right? Laterally, 2 dots is 1600 feet and 1 dot 800 feet deviation. So as you get closer, 2 miles, 2 dots is only 150 feet. Or 1 dot, only 75 feet. At 0.2 miles, so pretty much at minimums, 1 dot is only 15 feet deviation from the center, right? So, yeah, be careful chasing the glide slope, chasing the localizer. As you get closer, deviations get smaller, so you have to correct smaller values, really. So be aware of that. Right, there we go. So, we'll do one more challenge. Last approach here in Bremen. We'll do one more challenge. And then we'll do the after landing flows for JP. Because he does want me to show that to you. So we'll do that. So select the fix. Again, select the waypoint. We'll do... Yeah, I want to get the feel of the aircraft. So we'll do that, validate. We'll do final configuration. And off we go. And this is what, the 5th approach? 6th approach? Thrust lever to climb, determined. There we go.
Terrain ahead.
So
Pull
repositioning.
up.
This is something I was actually, when I was trying out the app here, I was really impressed by how stable everything is. So this is just a huge enhancement for you to try some stuff and practice patterns, practice landings. I will get to some other features in a minute where I'll show you how you can actually save certain positions, like in Innsbruck. So next we'll go into Innsbruck, do the circling there, and I'll show you how quickly you can put the aircraft in the desired position on the approach to practice that circling. Yeah, so it's more like a cone, Brennell, exactly, like a funnel. You go down, it gets more and more sensitive as you get towards the center there. Oh, you once got 70 feet per minute in a 737. That's nice. Yeah, Mark, when we did a shared flight today, Mark actually got a landing in Dubrovnik. So actually, I was a bit mean to him today again. But I didn't shout, all right? Because if he says I did not shout, all right, don't believe him. So he came in TVAT, and he was... doing the circling there at TVAT, so A319 TOLIS, and so we did the circling. He did that really well. He was right on the final, and then I simulated an EasyJet going off the runway, and then well, he had to go around because the runway was blocked, and then we diverted to Dubrovnik. So yeah, I was a bit mean to him today, and he did a landing. However, he made a landing in Dubrovnik at, what was it, 47 feet per minute or something? Blimey. Right, let's do flight director off, bird on. 266, manual flights. So, there we go. So, completely raw data now. Don't sound too surprised. Okay. Right, so now I'm focusing on that flight path vector. So it's a combination between the pitch and the flight path vector. And the difference, obviously, is the angle of attack between those 2 points there. So now I'm going to try and keep everything as stable as possible, but very likely we're going to get some up and down drafts at some point. So let's see if we can find the runway. Oh, we're drifting off to the right here. The same idea. You need to be careful with the corrections that you're making. Obviously, right now I'm in a bad spot because already I'm off the center. I'm on the glide, that's fine. That's checked. But I need to make sure that I get my track correct on the localizer. And you can see we're just a little bit right. Oh, careful the speed. So that's what I mean with we try to keep things as stable as possible. But that's kind of weird that it does that in these weather conditions, that you get these up and down drafts. So the wind. Oh, look at the wind shift. That's why I didn't see the wind before. Well, that's way too fast. So that makes sense. Yeah, the wind is like really off. Careful the sink rate here. In real life, that would have been a go around already. We will not continue with this. But it's a challenge, so I want to see if I can find the runway.
400. 300.
Well, speed control is bad. What's happening with the speed? Blimey, come on. So we should see the approach lights in a minute. Getting a bit low there. for the glide. Again, small corrections. There we are. There's the threshold. So a bit, of course, a bit
100.
to the left here.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Come on. Come on. Oh.
5.
It's floating. Right. So there, that's not good landing, all right, guys? So manual brakes. But I didn't want to land here. So there we go. And of course, I just want to demonstrate to you what we get as a landing report now. But it's a challenge, I can tell you that. Raw data. Ooh, so it's telling me landing distance just within limits. Deviation, bit to the right, satisfactory. Rate of descent was all right. And yeah, you can see the corrections there. So it's not really a stable approach at all. Good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to demonstrate the after landing items that's being done for you. So if we taxi off the runway, all you need to do is go and deselect the spoilers. And now your virtual first officer does all the items for the after landing flows. So it switches the lights, he puts the flaps up, he starts the APU, gets the TCAS off.
Good night, Black Box.
Yeah, Brown, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the 500 bits. Thanks for the challenge. Oh, there's one more thing I want to do. Oh, before we go, there's one more thing I want to show you. A demonstration of what can go wrong in a LVO approach. So, good thing is, as you are seeing, the co-pilot has done everything for us when we leave the runway. If we now reset the aircraft, as I understand, it will cancel the APU again. So I want to do one more approach here, LVO approach, and this time with a failure. You can't get it to recognize the climb detent on your thrustmaster throttle. What, the FENIX? Right, again, we do final configuration, and this time we'll use a failure. So here's the failure model. This is something obviously not many people use because it does require some technical knowledge about the aircraft. And the FENIX gives you an amazing amount of detail when it comes to these failure models, including failing circuit breakers at the rear. You can pop circuit breakers and they have the correct effect on the aircraft. When we do LVO approaches, the critical aspects are the navigation aspects. So one of the problems when you do the approach, there are certain systems that are required for an autoland. And when you have a mode degradation, then you'll hear a triple click, for example. Right, tock, tock, tock. And then that means below 1,000 feet, you have to do go around. So we're going to simulate that by failing the radio altimeter 1 somewhere below 500 feet. So let's reposition the aircraft again. So Seb, in the FENIX, I presume, or what aircraft type are we talking about? Right, 1,800 feet. So 1,800 feet. Why is it not selecting the heading here? That's a bit weird. Let's try that here. Right, let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. Now we've got 266. Cool.
Terrain ahead.
Right, resetting.
Pull up.
So this failure means that we have to go around, but the autopilot will still work. So it's going to be an automatic go around with the there it does automatically. So just not going to touch anything, Just let the FSiPanel do the setup here. Yeah, the clouds is a lovely simulation, I have to admit. So this kind of overcast, low overcast layer, which is typical here in... no, the aircraft is not calling me a retard, it's just saying that you need to retard the thrust levers. That kind of overcast layer is incredible. In real life, it's beautiful. Here in the Microsoft Flight Sim, it's also great. Hey, good V. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the aircraft to do the approach. Just going to wait until it says ready. There it is, ready. So, one thing that is important is to enter the... kind of way that doesn't want to take that click spot from me. No decision height, obviously. There we go. So pressing the brakes for 3 seconds, repositioning, approach mode armed, and the autopilot is on. So now I'm going to go failures, navigation, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell the app to fail radial altimeter 1 somewhere below 500 feet AGL. So I'm going to put 500, press minus on the numpad, and arm that. So it's triggers. So it's armed, it's yellow now, it's armed. Red would be active, yellow is armed, and at altitude somewhere below 500 feet AGL, that becomes active. And then we should have a triple click. Yes, of course, so these clouds are just standard. I don't have any add-ons for the clouds. So 3000 missed approach is set. Landing checklist, eco landing no blue. We've got glide slow blue, glide slow block, and cut through dual autopilot 1+2. So everything as it should be. We're getting below 1,000 feet AGL. At that point onwards, any triple click, any master cautions, master warnings, although the warnings and the cautions we can have a look at, 1,000 is checked. And maybe decide, let's say we have a smoke warning or something, or low oil pressure warning, we may decide to continue and land, as this will be the safer course of action. But a triple click means we have a mode degradation, and that means something internally has broken down, and that way the autopilot system will not be able to have the accuracy and the reliability to fly and approach down to that minimum, i.e. no decision height. So the only safe course of action would be to go around. So let's have a look how that's going to happen.
500.
Do you have lens correction? Oh, hang on, Nico, I'll try that. Thanks. Yeah, so we have some wind variations again. Land.
300.
Hey, there we go. Tock, tock, tock. Do you hear that? You can see Cat 2. Go around. Flaps. So we check flaps 3. Mantoga, open climb, nav, auto thrust. Positive climb. Gear up. Careful with the overspeeding of the flaps. Flaps 1, speed is check, flaps 1. And here we come. Look how we break out of the clouds there. I love that. That is so cool. Hey Geep, how are you doing? Brilliant. Nice. Cool. So that's how a failure would be programmed. Flap 0 would be programmed, and that way become active at a certain altitude at a certain point. And now we can see the failure is red, meaning it's active. To clear a failure, just go on it, clear the malfunction, and the app will then clear the malfunction here quickly from the MCDU. So do you have the lens actor on the graphics deactivated worked for you? Okay, I need to check that. Let me just try that. So under general options, graphics. Let's see where that is. I have lens correction off, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's not the problem then, okay. Or maybe it should be on, I don't know. Cool.
Welcome aboard the Captain.
All right, let's go
Twitch
to
channel subscriber experience.
Innsbruck.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class?
Oh,
cabin,
you're right, I didn't
where
have it
complimentary
maximized.
drinks,
Yeah,
snacks, and
okay.
premium flight
That's the
entertainment
problem,
will be
you're right.
served. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't have it on max screen.
Hello everyone. 17 months already, crazy.
Yeah, Christian, thank you so much for the 17 months. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'm not sure why I actually have that on windowed mode. Maybe because when I click on the secondary monitor, I don't want to tab out or something. Well, we'll see. Good, so I see we pretty much answered all the questions, I think. Is there no wind shear on the FENIX? Well, that wasn't really, Henry, that wasn't really a wind shear.
Captain Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium
let's
flight
go to
entertainment will
Innsbruck.
be served. Thank you.
And I'll show you how quickly you can change things here, how quickly you can move to the airport and get set up for your favorite approach. Now, Innsbruck, we've seen it many, many times. The localizer 2.6 approach, followed by that circling approach. And Seishu, thank you much for the 31 months as well. Seishu, thank you so much. Let me just get... Where is it? Where's my... Navigraph. Where is it? Where's my app? Oh, there it is. So, in case there's someone here that doesn't know what I'm talking about. So, Innsbruck. Beautiful, beautiful Innsbruck. So you do the localizer approach, or localizer DNE, whatever, and hey, Senshai. And you come down the localizer, you then go to your circling minimum, which is about 3,700 feet. And then you follow that visual approach here. All right, beautiful. There's the Axams Church here. And yeah, we have seen it so many times. So, live weather it is. Let's see what we have here in store. So we'll go and have a look. Innsbruck, beautiful weather today. Nice. Yeah, 260 at 9. Now the problem is that does favor 2.6, obviously. So actually, what we'll do then is we're going to make the weather a little bit different. Let's do scattered clouds, and the ground wind will do, of course, easterly winds, but not much. Right, so just easterly winds. Perfect. Well, maybe just a bit more. Maybe we'll do. Let's do a bit more than 4 knots. Let's do that. Yeah, so about 10 knots wind now. Brilliant. Redesat, good night to you. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. Deine Familie, mach's gut. Vielen Dank fürs Vorbeischauen. Bis bald mal wieder. Again, before we do anything with the FSiPanel, just make sure you get these ticked off, and then mass and balance. We'll go and quickly select 125 passengers, the 1 ton of cargo, and fuel, let's say 4.3. So 55 zero fuel weight, load the aircraft, instant, and there we go again, 55 and 30 for the CG. Right, so here, you've seen it before while we're in Bremen. And what we do easily, you can either enter the Innsbruck identifier or simply restart the app. So I'm going to close the app and restart it. And that way it'll identify the right, let's skip the update hit. Hold on, just see that. Just see what it starts with. There we go. So, so now it's identified automatically for us Innsbruck runway 26. And if I go now on select fix, well, this is the FSiPanel. So it's like a trainer panel, like we have in the level D simulators. Quickly allow you to control your sim, right? Make your own scenarios, and so on. So scenarios is what we do next after we do the approach into Innsbruck. So I've already programmed my fix visual at about 5 miles final, 6 miles, 5,500 feet. Validate. And we're going to do this with config final config, and then flaps full, and we move the aircraft. So once I'm set 145 knots. We'll use 5,500 feet. And again, the FSiPanel tells you exactly what you need to do. So just follow the instructions, what you read here, and then put the thrusters to detent.
Pull up.
Right, that's something I'm going to kill straight away because we're going to get some nuisance callouts. So I'm going to kill the terrain mode up here. And just let FSiPanel do its thing. It's going to look a bit crazy at the beginning, but that's just the limitations of the integration of your add-ons in Microsoft Flight Sim. But I'm amazed that the developer has managed to work around all the issues. And as you see here now, live demonstrating the abilities of this app. And I've not even shown you everything yet. So you can see how stable it is, how quickly you can change stuff. You can move around the world, do different approaches, without having to tediously going through all the different settings, take off, circle, and then, you know, it's so much quicker to do it this way. So really, really nice. And you can see also it has automatically selected the approach for us. So I'm just going to wait now for everything to finish. Aircraft is ready. Now, I don't know, the QNH is set automatically 1013. So we'll do that as well. 10. Oh yeah, that was the reason with the click spots. Now it's working fine. Yeah, I didn't have the window completely open. Okay. Bar row minimum is going to be 3,700 for the circling. Wind is from the east at about 9 knots. Temperature 15 degrees. Config full. Everything's set. And one more thing to do. RatNav. I'm going to put the frequency into here, because once we break off from the final, that will disappear. So I want to make sure that I have an indication for the DME. All right, again, we press the brake pedals for 3 seconds, and there we are on the final. I'm just going to activate the lock mode, lock blue. Let's capture that, lock star, and we'll descend down to 3,700 feet. And if I wanted to, if anybody wants me to, I can share that fix that I've just created here. I can share with anyone. They can import it into their FSiPanel if they have the add-on, and then start exactly at the point that I've just started from. So you don't have to program it, actually. So that's also really, really, really cool. Right, I'm going to put the landing gear down. There it is. JP, can you answer that question? Chris is asking, what's the major difference between standard and advanced edition? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go flaps 3 for the circling, all right? And we're going to use flight path angle here. So, all good. We're going to reintercept that glide. And the circling says we're going to break off at 4.2 from the ILS dinghy. 230 degrees, and from there it's visual. Yeah, we're going to give away the first copy here in a minute after landing. You're going to have to be on Twitch though, because only on Twitch are you able to enter that giveaway bot.
100 above.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry for that.
Minimum.
All right, continue. Got the runway inside. So JP says the advanced edition has some extra features. For example, failure panel, the training scenarios, and the advanced TCAS. There we go. So that's the answer, Christian. That's with the advanced. Right, 4.2 miles already past that. So let's pull on the heading knob there. So we go track with 3,700 feet. There's the runway. And what can I say?
Minimum.
Ski jump there.
Minimum.
Continue, continue. Amazing, right? Absolutely incredible. Flight Sim John asks if there is a discount if you already own the P3D version.
Minimum.
That's a good question. So maybe JP can answer that as well.
Minimum.
Right, let me clear the minimum so we don't get that in there. And I'm going to put the weights in here. I forgot that. 50 and 30. Oh, sorry, 55 and 30. 55 and 30. Make sure we don't fly into the terrain. There we go. Ooh, spicy. We've got a bit of glare. Okay, so there's no discount because there's two different platforms and a lot of work having gone into the development. Right, manual thrust.
1,000.
Manual flight. Now I'm going to put the heading back for the missed approach in case we do anything wrong there. So 074, oops, is the... Yeah, but thank you for your question. So we're going to turn base, not base downwind, and we can see the Axim's Church right there. So that's our aim point. And one more thing I want to do is go progress. I want to go with low V. Low V 08. Put that in there. So I have the threshold distance. There we go. So we're happily flying along on the visual approach. Here's got the right engine. There you can see the airport at the rear there. Hey Bruno, how you doing? Right, flaps coming full. Speed is checked, flaps full, and we got the landing checklist. ECMM landing, no blue. Again, there's the Axim's Church. That's our aim point. Around it goes into the valley there, and then we descend. And let's see how we fare today. It's not an easy approach, I can tell you that. So let's go and have a look to there. Right, there's that valley to go through. Got to be careful with that valley because there is some power lines in there. So 30-degree bank. And down we go. I don't have to dive down, but you need to descend, that's for sure. Right, not more than 30 degrees bank, obviously, and we want to make sure we descend. Here's 1,000 feet per minute. A bit more.
1,000.
1,000. Let's check. Let's have a look. Where are we? All right, we're doing all right on the center line. We're just a tad high. Let's correct that. So 1,000 feet per minute. Make sure you do that. We're all right. We're just a little bit high. So 1,000 feet above the deck. It's just 1,000 feet per minute. Oh, hang on. Oh, we got 21 knots at the moment. You see, the maybe Cyanide is watching. Do you see the V approach speed here, Cyanide? When managed mode, that is just obviously completely wrong. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, that's just yeah, I know, right? That's what I meant. So careful percent right here. So 13 knots, and it stays that up there. You see that? It should come back as the wind drops. so we're just going to ignore that. Right, we should be safe about 140 knots. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Yeah, and there wasn't many gusts either, cyanide, so...
200.
That should be medium, actually. There we go.
100. 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Come on. Let's touch down. Spoilers. Reverse green decel. Right, look at the scenery, and my god, it's just so beautiful. Angle brakes. So, oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so at touchdown it came back. Oh, that's strange. Okay. Yeah, Pyroblaster, I'll show you that here. So the FSiPanel, here's the website to it. It gives you so many options regarding placing your aircraft around an airport in the approach, or any fix really. So landing report, long landing. Okay, so that wasn't very good. Oh, because we initially disregard. We initially set 26, so it was actually set on the wrong runway. My bad, because we did the circling. On center line, smooth landing, all good. Right, so but the rest we'll ignore. Yeah, cool. So it gives you your full control over the simulator, and you can quickly position the aircraft. So let's say we want to fly the RMP approach into runway. Let's see. Where was it? The RMP Yankee or Zulu? Let's just see. Yankee, Zulu. Yeah, let's do the Zulu approach. So this one here. So let's say I want to practice this approach, and I want to put the aircraft at LMEM at 13,000 feet. So very quickly, select the fix. Although, hang on, let's just position there. Let's do 08 first of all. Select the fix. Pilot custom waypoint, select new waypoint. I am going to pick a nav8 fix. In this case, it's going to be a fix. So I'm going to go with LMEM, search. There it is. Select the waypoint. Compute the coordinates. Default altitude 13,000 feet. Default heading 082 degrees. Waypoint name, let's do LMEM. And for the description, we'll put that to Lovi RMP 08 LMEM. Save the waypoint. And there we have it. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. All right, cancel that. Actually, altitude disregard. So altitude, just click on the altitude, we'll correct that. 13,000, okay. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. I see you guys are awake, fantastic. Alright, so there we go. Well, that would have been interesting. I think the first thing, probably we would have had a flame out.
Now that's how pros do it.
The second thing, would have had to call Houston control at that altitude. Alright, so we've done that. We'll do a Flaps 1 config. Alright, so 08, we've done everything, and we moved the aircraft. Hey Kerov, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Right, so now setting the flaps. Let me do that same on my Bravo throttle. So indicated airspeed 200 knots. 200 knots. Heading is going to be 082. And then 13,000 feet. Oh, you know what? So JP, I'm sorry. Now people are going to try that out. And I'm actually intrigued to trying it out as well. All right, but let's do it first the right way. So let's do that. So climb notch, and now we see the aircraft is being repositioned. Now we're very far out from the airfield, so I'm not sure which approach it's going to select. But we'll see. So we've got to be patient for a couple of seconds, let the aircraft configure itself. If you want, you can go outside. Oh, actually, let's go put the gear up. FSiPanel, to be more precise, maybe we can show it. The difference between the so-called basic failure panel and the advanced panel. Well, I only have... Yeah, the problem is, I only have the advanced features. I don't have the basic failure panel, Christian, so that's the only issue. I'll show you a training scenario in a minute. We'll go to the Caribbean for that. But for now, let's just show you how quickly you can set something up with this. Yeah, real space shuttle pilot, yeah. Good, so we've finished that. Okay, so now, since we're far out, the aircraft doesn't know which approach we want to fly. So let's just tell it. So let's go with the localizer, so the RMP Zulu 08. And we're going to do that via LMEM. Insert that. We want to put the weights in here. There we go, and the weather as well. Was it 1013? I think so. 10. Oh, so it's not the window then. Hang on, it's not. There we go. It's just taking a few clicks to get it there. Okay. Barrow, no, let's leave that open, and 15 degrees. I've got 090 at 999. Well, actually, the minimum would be 2,900. Let's put that in. Cool. So I'm going to hold the brakes for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Back we are, inbound to the next waypoint, which is Whiskey India 249. Autopilot is on. And we're just going to go direct to that waypoint here. Insert. nav, we're at flaps 1, 13,000 feet, and voila. So now we can fly this approach if we wanted to. But that will take a bit too long. So I just want to show you how quickly you can get the aircraft into that position. All right. Yeah, again, you know, how's the software in VR? Good question.
Good night,
Roy.
Black Box.
Stepke, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Take care. Yeah, VR. Is there a VR panel, JP? Oh, yes, Mark. Yeah. So what you can do, good question. So what you can do is go to that fix. You see, just select the fix, and here you got a prompt. You can save that to your hard drive, and then take that file that you saved to the hard drive and send it to your buddy or the community. And that way, all you need to do is go and pick up that file, click it, and drag it onto this screen. And then it's saved already for them. Cool. Guys, we're going to give away the first, while I set up for the next flight, let us go give away the first copy. It's been a while now, so let's go ahead and give away the first copy. I am going to program that here in the giveaway. So we'll go and go exclamation mark FSI. Once that's open, we'll do a copy of FSI. FSiPanel for FENIX. Everyone can take part, and it is open. So you can now type exclamation mark FSI, and then you will join. Oh, actually, disregard. No, sorry. Reset. Hold on. Need to reset. Sorry. No. Now it's open because we still had some people here. So now it's open. Go ahead now. Exclamation mark FSI. There we go. Voyager is taking part. No, that's... Oh, sorry, guys. This is just on Twitch. I'm sorry. I cannot do that cross-platform. This is... You need to go to Twitch for that. I will try to see if I can set it up for the YouTube for the next one, alright? I'll try. If not, just go to the FSI for the Twitch channel. And then... yeah, try that there. Cool. So, we are going to go to the Caribbean now. We're going to go to Curacao for a scenario. And this is to show you that the training scenarios are not only for the more experienced flight simmers. There are some more basic things you will do, but it still requires you to do some programming in the MCDU. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I've actually... I'm using the same command for the FSiPanel as I did for the... Duh. Okay, hang on. Let me fix that. Sorry. Sorry. Hold on. Commands, custom... Right, there we go. Should be fixed now. Yes, so it is. So the FSiPanel is. You can also use it with the PNDG. You can use it with the Mad Dog, and you can use it with, as far as understood, with any Asobo standard aircraft, or also with the fly-by-wire mod, for example. Right, let's go. What do we have here? Let's take this one. I don't know, what livery do we need? Let's go with the FENIX livery. Before people complain. Actually, no, let's go with this one. American. There we go. So, we're going to go to TNCC Airport. Right, if you want to win your copy on Twitch, that is. So please go to Twitch on my channel there. Type !FSI. And then you should be able to take part. Yeah, Icebird. Yeah, you taking part as well, Icebird. I can see your name down here. You are in the giveaway. Thank you so much for taking part. All right, Curacao. Let's go runway. Oh, for this. Now this is scenario, so we need to read through the important infos here. So it's called Caribbean Short Trip. So initially right now we have 4 scenarios you can go through. There will be more scenarios to come. Okay, there will be more. And I'm going to help making scenarios as well. So looking forward to that as well. Pyroblaster, you just simply type again. That way you'll know if you've joined already. Yeah, so the standard is a version that gives you the ability to do what I've just shown you, apart from things like TCAS, the failures, and what else? TCAS failures and one more thing. Yeah, that's the difference between the standard and the advanced edition. So if you don't really care about failures, TCAS scenarios, or training, I think training scenarios as well. If you don't care about these things, then just go with the standard edition. Right, so it gives you setup instructions. So if you click on that, you get the PDF file, and it tells you exactly what you need to do. So I am going to take Green Dot Foxtrot. So we're going to go through this, program everything as it says here. So it says start at the parking gate 2, large aircraft. So that's what we're going to do.
Complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
So let's first spawn
Back in
in.
business, baby.
Hey, Spatrap, thank you so much for 28 months. I hope you're doing well. So let's go to the parking spot. Number 2, set as departure, fly. So once the aircraft is loaded, select panel state on APU. We shall do so. Lol, Avenger. Yeah, so JP, question there, if you already have a basic version, is there an update later possible for a reduced price? That's a question. Right, there we go. So FENIX is starting up. Live weather. Yeah, live weather should be alright unless it's completely out of wind limits, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, it's only 8, so easterly winds as normal. Good weather, 30 degrees. Lovely, we'll take that. So, we're going to go ahead and... Okay, so there we go. So, JP says you can update at any time. So if you have the basic version and you wish to update to the advanced, you can do that from within the FSiPanel, and you just pay the difference. That's a really, really good offer. Right, so we'll go to the FENIX tab, and it says on APU. So panel states, turn around with APU, activate, and there we go. So there, yep, APU is running. And a couple things I'm going to do here, though, for the sim settings. I will have cabin lights off, controls linked bar row. We don't want LDAF. I want to have that and that. That we don't want. That's there. Save radio callouts. I want my normal radio callouts. 1000. There we go. Cool. Very nice. So, set your training weight and fuel as you wish. So let's go ahead and let's say, oh, the payload. So fuel, set your training weight, payload only. Fuel as decided. I'm not sure if that means we have to set fuel as well. Right, that can go off. And Street, that's really kind of you to say. Right, everybody taking part in the giveaway. I will pick a winner in about 2 minutes. There we go. So 0 fuel weight, and so the fuel, the payload, and fuel as you like. Okay, so it's a short trip only. So let's take a couple of passengers, some cargo, fuel. I would say 5 tons is enough. It's a short trip. It's just a little training mission. Oh, sim settings. I don't want to have airframe. I want to have controls. Units. That's fine. I don't have kilograms. I can't do anything with pounds, so kilograms it is. So that's fine, and the fuel will take about 5 tons. Right, 56 tons of 0 fuel weight. Load, instant, dismiss. Cool. Right, we've done that. Now it says we shall start the FSiPanel. So we shall do so. Starting the FSiPanel. Skip the update for now. Right, everybody take part. We should. So Nico, on Twitch. Yeah, if you want, on Twitch. Okay, well, we have another 2 giveaways, Nico. So this is the first one from 3. So there'll be 2 more giveaways after this one. So no worries. All right. Good. Right, got lots of people taking part. Thank you so much. And we're closing the giveaway for now. And I'm going to pick a winner. The first winner is, drum roll, is Planet Coops. So Planet Coops, congratulations. Yeah, so Planet Coops, what I will do, I will give you a quick shout here on the stream. planet. Hey, hang on. Why are you not? Hey, why can't I? Can you do me a favor, Planet Coops? Can you just say hello again in chat? So I can drop you a. There we go. So, whisper. Right, congrats. I will send you the code via email, please. Not here via Twitch, so via email. Yeah, just whisper me the email here, and then I'll send you the code after the stream latest, probably while we're streaming. Good. Congratulations, Planet Coops, and thank you again to JP for gifting these vouchers. Excellent. Yeah, got it. Thank you so much, Planet Coops. Cool. Right, back to the training scenario. So it says on the PDF file, it says once the aircraft is loaded, blah blah. So we start the FSiPanel. Select the training scenario 4. When ready, push back and start your engines. So let's do that. Training scenario, Caribbean short trip. Now that we've set up everything, Mark, we've still got 2 to go. So we're going to start the training, and it gives you instructions. All right. So you should always have that window here visible, because that way you know exactly what to do. Pablo, good evening. How are you doing? Well, doing very well. Thanks for asking. Thank you. So it says, please set the 0 fuel weight CG in the MCDU. So we had 59. Was it 59? What's my memory saying? Memory says no, 55.2 and 31.7. There we go. So put that in there. Fuel on board is 5 tons. And yeah, we've got the routing inserted. Not yet. Oh, because I think it's doing that automatically, right? So let's do right. Acknowledge. Oh, because no, this route. I need to put in the routing myself. Yeah, so the FMC route is the Bonaire 1 Juliet to Mever, and then the RMP approach 10 in Tango November Charlie Bravo. So what I'm going to do is program that. Yeah, I've just been so used to the previous setups. So quickly do the preparations like we would do in the real aircraft. The alternate is Curacao. That's all fine, 4,000 feet. And done the weights, 5 there, fantastic. And then we just enter the quick routing. It's not a long routing. 1 for the departure route. We've got the Bonaire 1 Juliet departure. Insert to Mever. And then from Mever we'll have the approach. So we'll go arrival. It's going to be the RMP 10. RNAF 10 there. And then we go approach via Mever. That's the approach via. Oh, let's do no minor. Okay, so there we go. So let's have a look at the flight plan here. There we go. So that's routing is completed, and I'll show you here on the map. Again, it's not a long routing because there's a scenario within that, and that way. I've done something wrong, haven't I? Departure. Let's have a look again. So that is done. Return. Hey, Grasling, how you doing? And then we go to... Actually, let's take that out. So there you go. Right. Yeah, let's just do that. It's not so important regarding the complete procedure. So MIVA will do the approach into Tango November Charlie Bravo. And that's where the scenario will happen. Cool. So one more thing to do is just take some values here. Let's do a flaps 1 departure. We'll do 45 flex. It's not so important, these values. Again, it's in the air where the procedure starts. 142 and 144. So see this training scenario as something that that you would have like in the real simulator. So ground services, let's get the pushback truck. So we are cleared for pushback facing west, and then taxi hold short of runway 11 at holding point Alpha. Roger that. So let's just set up the charts here. Tango November Charlie Charlie. And then the arrival is going to be Tango November Charlie Bravo. There we go. Let's set all of those. And here I want to have the ground chart open, obviously the airport info. So we push back facing west, and then we taxi down to Alpha, runway 11. And departure is going to be on air 1 Juliet. There you go. So it's just literally straight out. Here's our destination there. So a very short hop, 4,000 feet. And transition is in 2,500. That's actually really low transition altitude. Okay, interesting. Like in, where is it? Where is it? Isn't it Amsterdam? I think it has the same, right? Good, we've got everything set up. So we can release the parking brakes, obviously while we do the checklist as well. Of course, that's all done, that's all done. So let's pretend we've done the checklists, we'll push back and then go from there. So, pushing back. Beautiful Curacao. Right, let's see JP. No, so JP, I'm pretty sure that I have the program MCDU ticked, so that should be there. Right, facing west, fantastic. Right, cleared for engine start. Starting engine 2. I will check again on the panel just to make sure. Setup, FENIX. Yeah, it's all set. So program MCDU, etc., etc. Yeah, Nico, it works now. Right, second giveaway in about 20-25 minutes. Hey, Grey Dog, you already have the app? Fantastic. I hope you're happy with it. Right, engine 1 start. Let's go to there. A bit more. Yeah, but JP, I don't want to end the scenario right now, do I? It will work, won't it? Okay, there we go. Right. Let's stop here. Set the parking brake. And then have the tug released. Yep, I have the green training, so it's there. Yeah, all good. So let's do the after start flows here. Flaps 1. So we can already do that while we're looking up here. Right, flight control check. Up, down, neutral, left, right, neutral, and the rudder. Down, exactly that. Sometimes I take more care regarding pushbacks. Sometimes I don't. I apologize. After start checklist, we got anti-ice off, ecam status checked, trim. Should be 30.3, so a bit down percent, and rudder trim is neutral. Let's go. So taxiing to Alpha. Yeah, so just to repeat, this is a pre-programmed training scenario that the developers have put in. At the moment we have 4 of them. There's one in Frankfurt as well, which, if time permitting, although I want to go to Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar to do an approach there because it's absolutely beautiful. But I'll definitely show you some more scenarios as we go along in the next streams. Alright, brakes are working. Pressure was 0. Put that there, fantastic. East Midlands scenario. I wonder what we could put there. Giorgio, let me just put that to JP. JP, on the website, or the FSiPanel, it still says only compatible with PMG and Mad Dog. Oh, the website. No, so the website. Yeah, okay, so JP will have a look at that for sure. Right, so let's do auto brake max. We'll do predictor windshield system on. Do the config test. Fantastic. And okay, so yeah, he will program that, Giorgio. It will update shortly, but yeah, you can trust him. It is working in FENIX. Right, taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting. Config 1 plus F. Pitch trim 30.3%, and rudder trim. No, where were we? Disregard. Now we need to go to predictor windshield system is on, and auto, and the engine mode selector. There we are. Where's my co-pilot? Normal. And ECAM take off no blue. There we go. Hey Peter, how you doing? Okay, so we can confirm the website is not updated, but the software is. So if you buy it now, you can use it straight away. It's definitely working. Good, we are ready to go. Beautiful Caribbean weather, as you would expect. 30 degrees Celsius. Man, I wish I was here right now. On holiday. Good. Taxiing along on Alpha, getting to Alpha holding 0.11, and then we will receive the next instructions. Twinding, you can save about 10 custom viewpoints, and then what I do is I have some buttons programmed to select those viewpoints, just like I would do on the keyboard. I have programmed that here on the honeycomb quadrant. That's why you see that. Thank you much, Echo Tango, for the feedback. Much appreciated. Any discount for the viewers? No, we're giving away 3 copies, so we already given away 1 copy, but I'm doing that on the Twitch channel because there I can do it with the giveaway bot, and I can't do it both ways at the same time, unfortunately. Right, there we go. So scenario instructions: line up and wait, runway 11. Acknowledge. So we're going to line up and wait. Put that on. TCAS. So cabin crew prepare for departure. Line up checklist. Runway is 11 full length. TCAS, T-A-R-A, packs are on. Bob, no, don't give out any rumors. And Air Passion, hello to you, welcome. JP, so JP is the developer. He has given me a list of aircraft. So if it's a standard Asobo aircraft, it should work. So somebody's asking JP if it's working with Citation Longitude jet. Right, so clear for takeoff, runway 11, climb 40, expect straight and approach RMP 10, acknowledged. Let's start the timer. Here we go. Take off. Start the chrono. Right, Manflex 45 SAS runway auto thrust is blue. Yes, so the answer is yes. So latitude from Asobo is working. 100 knots checked. V1, rotate. Right, pause the climb. Gear up. Right. I'm a lazy pilot. Autopilot on. And we'll have a look at the outside view here. Beautiful. There's no routing currently because we're doing a scenario. So the routing is literally just across the next island at the moment. Right, thrust climb enough. All right. Yeah, we're flying from Curacao to Tango November Charlie Bravo. Right, transition. Standard. Set standard. Cross checked. Passing 28 now. It's checked. Flap 0. Speed check. Flap 0. And Mariner. Hey, how you doing? Well, Avenger, you need to go to the Caribbean, it seems. Right, 1,000 feet to go. Vertical speed. Oh, nice. So Peter can confirm it does work with Fly Somewhere Cessna 414 as well. Alrighty, let's get the weather from the next station. And so let's go to Flamingo. 090 at 11. So as usual, we would do our preparations here. So we've got Oh, is it Q and H? How come it's Q and H? It's interesting. All right, so let's do hectopascals then. You doing good? Fantastic. Right, sim settings. Let's try hectopascal then. Right, so there we go. 1011. 1011. Temperature is 31 degrees. And the wind 090 at 11, which suits us well for the approach. So the minimum, baro minimum, is as follows. Is it really, Bob? Okay, interesting. Wow, I would have guessed it would be inches mercury in the Caribbean. Hey, nice. So Slacks, hey, so you do use QNH and the islands. Fantastic. Thanks for the infos. Perfect. Right, let's get some ground charts available. Arrival. Actually, we're going to do a straight in anyway. So RMP 10 it is. So we're coming in via Imoma. Actually, we're going direct to Miva. Miva at 2,000 feet. And then the minimum is today LNAV VNAV 340 feet. So 340 it is. Nice. In real life, St. Martin, for example, publishes both. Alright, so when ready to send 2,000 feet, stand by for the approach clearance. Roger. So 2,000 in the window, and we've still got 20 miles to go, so there's no hurry to descend right now. So 2,000 or level 20 set, and transition is in about 3,000 feet, so let's put that to 30. Cool. Good, so we're doing the approach straight in, RMP 10, and it has a final approach point Miva, 3 degree down, minimum's 340, miss approach goes climb 2,500, direct to Ulixu and hold, or as directed by ATC. Very important to note. Oh, transition level is actually 40. Okay, that's fine. So let's put 40 in here. And I'm going to put the landing runway, since it is a non-precision approach, in here in the progress page. And landing distance available. Let's see if we quickly calculate something for the landing. Hey Dave, how you doing? So let's do runway 10, apply the METAR, landing weight is 59.7, 597 it is, and let's do flaps full and braking action good, try runway. So we'll just take auto brake low, that's fine, long runway, almost 10,000 foot long. So auto brake low it is. Howie, hey, you flew in an Delta A320 coming back from vacation. Nice, how was it? Hope you had a smooth flight. Recent rain, okay, that's interesting. I'm not seeing any rain at the moment. They wouldn't let you pilot, really? Oh, okay, that's a shame though. Okay. I'm gonna go down, descend out blue, 20. Right. Yeah, leave all the lights on. It's a short flight, as we said. So, gonna put that to standard, and the pressure was 1011, cross-checked, passing, 3,800 feet checked. Cool. We're already pretty much on the final. Now, I am worried. Okay, so that seems to be, I don't know what that seems to be, but I know I have the airport add-on, and I hope it's going to blend in soon. Thank you, Dave. Glad you're enjoying it. So we got cleared the RMP 10, reduced the speed 180 or less to permit a departure. Roger that. Flaps 1. Speed is checked. Flaps 1. Expect late landing clearance. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Bob, you're correct. Yeah, it's working now. So 180 means I have to go flaps 2 already. So flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. I've not seen that before, Bob. Yeah, I can see the runway now. Okay, so the important thing is we need to be at 2,000 feet at Neva in order to start the approach there. So let me make sure that we get down to that altitude. Hey Airbus fan, how you doing? So expect late landing clearance. Right, anyways, I'm going to start reducing the speed. So let me activate the approach phase. Already done. Starting to slow down here. I don't want to overcook things. So here's coming down.
2,000.
No, Airbus fan. It's a. We know it from FS Labs, and I've shown it on PMDG as well. 737. It's a panel just like the instructors have in the flight simulators, and you can do lots of stuff with it. And currently, we're doing a training scenario which is pre-programmed. Right, I'm going to press the approach button now. We're inbound to Neva to start the final descent. Flaps 3, speed is checked. Flaps 3, spoilers on. Oh, nice. You got holidays as well. Cool. So we've got approach nav, final blue, waiting for descent. Yeah, the island is now showing up correctly. No more white patches. Very nice. Cool. Here comes the VDEF bar. And as we start our descent, final approach. Missed approach altitude was 2,500. So flaps full, speed is checked, flaps full, and 2,500 feet. Missed approach is set. Hey, Subsonic, nice to see you. How you doing? Timmy in the minute. So give me another 5 minutes after landing, or when what happens. I don't know what happens. Well, I do know, but I'm not telling you. And then we'll do it once we have we're back on the ground. We'll give away the second copy. What do you mean, Emma ever doing? I think you're missing all the failures, Airbus fan. In real life, if you have to go around, do you take over from the autopilot? So it depends, Peter. It depends on the mode of automation you have. But normally, even with single autopilot, if all the systems work, you can do an autopilot and a go around and leave the autopilot engaged. Subsonic, well then this app will really help you to get used with it. Right, let's have some fun. I'm gonna 1,000 check. Let's do manual flight here. Landing checklist, economic landing, no blue. Yeah, and there will be some more failures coming, Airbus fan, no worries. There will be more failures. Oh, what's that? An aircraft on the runway? What's that? Uh-oh. Oh, go around, climb 2,500. Runway closed, emergency in progress.
500.
Oh my god. Right, go around. Flaps. Speed check, flaps 3. Let's put the nose up. Mantoga, SAS NAF, auto thrust blue. Pause the climb, gear up. Stabilizer motion. Climbing 2,500. Autopilot is in. 1, 2, flaps 1. Speed is checked, flaps 1. that 747? It is. Yeah, that runway is truly blocked. Right, turn left, heading 290. Climb level 50. Left turn, 290. Zoom in here. 290, flaps 1, flap 0 actually. Speed check, flap 0. So diversion back to Curacao due to emergency on runway. Okay, so we have to go back to Curacao. So let's fly the aircraft first of all. So we've got thrust climb, open climb, out blue, heading, and 50. Standard set. Passing 35. Cool. So the idea is to get you to train a diversion. So being able to understand what you need to do. No, so this is a training scenario that comes with the app. So at the moment, so prepare your cockpit. Please stand by. Oh, the app is preparing my cockpit. There we go. So you have 4 scenarios. Whoops, hold on. Hold on. Level off out start. Right, I'm not sure what's happening there. Oh, you know what? I'm silly.
Welcome aboard the Captain.
My bad. I think by showing you the scenario.
Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin,
Sorry.
where complimentary drinks,
Ah, no,
snacks
I
and
messed it up.
flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the applause. My bad. No, so I guess I showed you the. Okay. That's a bit silly then. So at the moment, that means that we won't get any more instructions, which isn't bad. It's not terrible, but normally you get more instructions. Right. Okay, so sorry for the gifted sub. So Mikey Silver, thank you much for gifting a tier 2 sub. That's really generous. Thank you much for the tier 2 gifted sub to Subsonic. Big round of applause for that. So there we go. So if you want infos regarding the FSiPanel, here's the link to the website for that. So TNCC. Yeah, sorry, I messed that up by clicking on the trying to show you the different scenarios. Right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how do I get it working now? Oh, there we go. So let's go here, arrival. So what it's supposed to do then is give you the approach back into Curacao. So what you need to do is you need to program a diversion. So you would have had a waypoint in the list here. And so what you do, of course, is go either go new destination, or on the init A page you would normally have your alternate airport. So that would have been Curacao, and then all you need to do is go to that waypoint and enable alternate, insert, and now we have that alternate airport. Right, so the instruction would normally be, yeah, left heading 260 and intercept the radial Papa Juliet Bravo 295. So that would have been the initial clearance, and the idea behind that is to instruct you how to fly a radial. So it's already tuned. If we go and display that, we can see that here. And if you wanted to, you could put the following. Just put Papa Juliet Bravo in there. And then go radial 295. Put that in there. Come on. There we go. And then you go to the VOR Rose mode. Here you go. Now you can actually intercept that radial. And obviously it's outbound because we're flying away from the station. So there we go. So the idea is that you need to intercept that radial really accurately. Follow that instruction. And then you go arrival, and we'll do the ILS 11. And we'll have no buyer in there. There we go. When I select TNT arrival, it asks for heading /track. Yeah, so if you change something, Peter, that affects the actual routing, then you need to... yeah, you can as well. So, yeah, we'll put that in a minute. So, if you change something in the routing, that's what the aircraft is actually navigating at the moment, you have to put that into the heading mode or track mode in order to change an active routing. That's what it's telling you. Yeah, so if you go direct to Papa Juliet Bravo, I mean, I'm kind of an old-fashioned guy, so I would normally do initially that, and you go put that in there. If I find the click spot for that for some reason, there we go, and do radial out 295. Put that in there. Insert. You can go to the map mode, and there you go. Right. It says nav blue, so I'm doing quite a good job actually. And now I can just simply intercept that radial there. So that works as well. So it's up to you. You could do both. So here we go, nav. I mean, of course, this is the convenient way, right? The Airbus way, and that way you won't get lost. So if you don't mess about with the training scenarios like I did, and misclick that to a different scenario, what will happen is you get the instructions pop up. But JP's giving me the instructions right now, and I've tried the mission this afternoon. It does work. It does work flawlessly, so it does work. No worries. Cool. So the idea is that you practice changing the routing, changing the destination airport again, activating alternate airport, and then preparing everything. Exactly. So normally what happens then, the FSiPanel will give you simulated radar vectors to intercept the ILS 11 in Curacao again. And Bong, good evening. How are you doing? So the minimum for that would be 240 feet. So then all the weather infos, 240 feet. Don't know what it is today with the click spots here. There we go. 240 feet. Transition is fine. And we can check again the weather. So it's 10:10 now. 1010. .31 degrees, fantastic. Cool. Senshai, you had the same issue? Yeah, I don't know why, what happened there. Ah, okay. I get it. Ah, okay. Ah, okay, so I didn't have that clicked in the scenario box. Okay. Hey, long haul, good evening. Right, if you like, guys, before we land, we'll do another giveaway prize on Twitch, that is. I'm sorry, because I can only do one giveaway site, so on Twitch we'll go and give that away. So, exclamation mark FSI will give you the option to enter the giveaway for one copy of the FSiPanel. No worries, there's the other command I've changed, so we won't get any conflicts. There you go, so it was entering, fantastic. So what we can do, just to spice things up a bit, let's say we tell the controller runways inside, and then we go cleared visual approach. So there we go, manual thrust, manual flight, flight directors off, bird on, flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 1. And we'll go direct, final fix, insert, actually radial in, 294, insert. That is just so weird, why has that changed? There we go. Clear for the visual, so I'm going to put this to standard 1010. 1010 it is. That's for the missed approach 4000. Thanks, Sir JP. All right. Cool. 5 miles to make and go. We can go and turn base here. And if we put progress page, Tango, November, Charlie, Charlie. 1-1, put that in there, 6.5 miles, 7 miles, flaps 2, speed is checked, flaps 2. Brando, hey, this is Curacao. So we're doing a training scenario, which was fine until we did the go around because of the runway blocked. But still, it gives you the idea of the potential that we have with the app here in the future as well, where you can create certain scenarios. And I think I'll talk to JP, maybe we can kind of distinguish the scenarios between you know, beginner, medium, advanced users. So if you want to take part, exclamation mark FSI for a copy here, but here on Twitch, please, not on YouTube, Twitch. So we should be all right. That's 5 miles, 1,500 feet for the turn. Flaps 3, speed is checked. Flaps 3. There's the airport. And flaps 4, speed is checked. Flaps 4. Currently 5 miles out, a bit high, let's correct that. There's the runway. So we're coming into slope here. We can now set normal values. And we've got about 3.7 miles. Looking all right.
1,000.
1,000 is checked. Stable. Landing checklist. Incoming landing, no blue. Curacao, you have to be careful, has a long display threshold. Yeah, bird on means the flight path vector, so that green little airplane symbol that you see there. That's what we pilots call bird on. Nice. So if I wanted to, yeah, see, there we go. There's the ILS button. Oh, a bit of a wind shear there. 14 knots headwind suddenly. Ooh, careful with the speeds. Alright, there we go. Back to normal.
500.
I'm still looking at the wind variations there. Now 20 knots again from the front. I have a feeling that Microsoft here is just doing a bit too much
300
with the wind variations.
100 above.
I mean, it does add excitement, but still, it's just a
200.
It's in part a
Minimum.
little bit a little bit too exaggerated. Look at that downdraft here.
slow.
Yeah, correcting.
$50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
There we go. We got spoilers, reverse green, and we'll use. That's how pros do it. Alright. And there we have it. Cool. Sierra Bravo Whiskey, thank you. What we can do again, guys, is we go and have a look at the landing report. Okay, so landing distance was good, landing rate was good, but with 4 meters right of center line, training required. Lol. Okay. Hey Max, how you doing? Right, there we go. So that landing report, you can activate that in all kinds of flights. So there we go. All right, so giveaway prize, guys. 1 copy of the FSiPanel, if you like, !FSI, and we will give away that in about 2 minutes. I've got one more thing I want to show, is one more scenario, well, not scenario, but one more flight, one more approach that I promised to Geep, good friend here, and it's in Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar. It's a absolutely amazingly scenic approach. Do a flip now. So let's do. Let's stick with this aircraft. So we're going to do Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar. So Cusco. We've seen it before. I have a scenery for it. Do runway 28. So, 2 more minutes or 1 more minute, exclamation mark FSI on Twitch if you want to win a copy of the FSiPanel. So once the aircraft is loaded, I'll press close giveaway. And then we're good to go. Right, I want to do the time. So time is going to be in the morning. See why in a minute. Live weather. Good. Okay, if you missed this giveaway, there's one more. So we've been given 3 copies today to give away. Big thank you again to JP, developer of the FSiPanel. Right, we're closing the giveaway this time. So closing, and we'll pick a winner in 3, 2, 1, and the winner is Dave. Dave Inca 2000. Dave, could you be so kind and type hello in chat? Because then I can easily. There we go. Congratulations. I'll whisper you a quick message. And would you be so kind to whisper me your email? Not type in chat, please, but whisper me.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box YouTube
And then I'll
channel
send you the
subscriber
voucher
experience.
after the
Could
stream.
new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium
Oh, wow.
flight
Okay, so
entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much. Daniel, thank you for the membership on YouTube. Right, guys, I've been given 2 more vouchers. What I will try to do is I will try to set it up for YouTube. See if I can get that working for YouTube, and then maybe that way it's a bit fairer that people watching on YouTube can also have a go there if they don't have an account. So what we'll do, guys, we'll give 1 more away for the next one here on Twitch, and the 4th one we'll give away to the YouTube members. So once again, big thank you to JP for gifting those vouchers. Thank you so much. Right, so we are going to do the following. So I've already prepared the approach. Daniel, how you doing? Thank you so much. So what we'll do is go back to, so we've got Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar, runway 28, select fix, and then custom waypoint. I have already done that. So I'm going to click on that, validate, and we'll use, actually no, let's do clean. Let's do clean config, and then move the aircraft. So once we do speed 240 knots, Mark's supposed to win the last giveaway. Now, I swear, if Mark wins it now, everybody will say it's rigged. And you know Murphy will make sure that Mark wins the last copy. Classified, how you doing? Right, the approach starts at 21,000 feet. I'll show you the approach in a minute. We have a bit of time once we're up there. So let's go 21,000 feet here. Put that on. Okay, so then move the thrust levers to the climb detent, and off we go.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
So again, don't worry, it's just setting itself up. And while it's doing that, I can show you the approach. Since we are far away again from the airport, we have to select the approach ourselves in a minute. So just bear with me. And Lawrence, hey, how you doing? Yes, Clive, I'll publish all of those fixes that I've made on my Discord, Clive, if that's all right. Because I know that people will be interested to have those. I've got some more. So I've actually got some for Nice as well, Innsbruck, TVAT. Yeah, I'll share those for sure. Cool. So we want to do the arrival. Actually, no, the approach. It's an amazing approach. So thanks to Geep again for suggesting that. And so you can see the airport is in the valley. And the approach will take us to Darkey, and there's a northern transition and there's a southern transition. Now the northern one is a bit too steep for us, so we'll do the southern transition. So the aircraft itself is ready, so let me just input the arrival. Okay, Dave, thank you so much. Cheers. There we go. Right, so RNAV 28, and it asks us which one. So the dark 1 Alpha, 1 Bravo, 1 Charlie, we'll disregard. We're going to do this approach via, and we're going to do it via dark south. That's what it says here, south dark or north dark transition. So it's a south one. Insert. Right, then we're going to press the pedals for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're just passing dark. And so we're going to go direct to the next waypoint. Insert nav. Set manage speed. Fantastic. There we go. A bit faster. It's a longer approach, so we can fly full speed ahead. Hold on. So why is... Oh, the landing gear. Yeah, I have a landing gear. Yeah, so make sure that when you start the mission that you actually have the landing gear lever in the right position. There we go. Alright, so we're set up. All I need to do now is give the aircraft its weight and fuel. Oh my god, it has pounds again. I was so sure I had everything set for kilograms. Yeah, I forgot to set that on the ground. No worries though. Let's do that. That. Fantastic. Mass and balance. I can't do it for here. I have to do that here and then menu there. Config. Fuel 4500. Put that in there. And for the zero fuel weight, let's just put 135 passengers in there. Cool. So we got 54.9 and the CG is at 29.7. There we go. Got the weather data in here. So it's 1024. Uh, 23 degrees. And the wind is variable 5 knots. Alright, minimums for the approach is 8 Skeep. It's beautiful. And I've selected a time you'll see when we land, which is absolutely brilliant as well. So the minimums for the approach is 11.8. Very high. And that's before I forget, it's a high elevation airport, guys. Hence higher true airspeed, higher ground speed. Make sure that we have that selected to off. High altitude is set. And so the cabin will now climb to the elevation, which is about 10,700 feet. It's crazy high. Absolutely mind-boggling. Yeah, Avenger, yeah. I could try. Right, so next waypoint at 21,000 or above, so we're still good. And we'll start descend when we're past Zulu Oscar 682. Now, what we can do, however, is we can already set in the final approach altitude. So it's 12.7. And then have the aircraft descend via the profile. So 12.7. It is. And I'm already going to slow down here. The reason is it's a steep approach, so you've got to have a good energy management, otherwise you're not going to get down. It is so Echo Tango. I mean, you've seen it today. If not, you can watch the video on demand. It is incredibly stable, and I'm not joking. We have not restarted Microsoft yet. We're still running Microsoft now for how many hours? 4 hours. I've reloaded the aircraft I don't know how many times, and we've done God knows how many scenarios and repositionings, and it worked flawlessly. So no no issues whatsoever. It's just me as a user, I messed up the training scenario because I pressed on the training button, which you're not supposed to do after you have started the scenario. So down we go. Descent out magenta. I'm gonna ignore the set manage speed message there. And then yeah, but just make sure that we stay correctly in the path. Oh, it's still there. Oh, sorry, I thought we'd descend here, but no, it's going to be at the next waypoint. Fantastic. Right, well that gives me the option to show you some beautiful outside views here. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Type rating, I'm on a reserve list, Daniel, at the moment. Which means it can happen anytime December onwards. The problem is at the moment that they don't have enough instructors available. So they need to train, but they have limited capacity with the training. Yeah, so Daz, JP has already noted that down. So he said there is at the moment with the R panel, still some issues, but he said it's going to work on that. Because I have also been surprised by the fact that there's actually at the moment more and more people using Microsoft in VR. And I mean, with the 4090 now coming out, it seems like performance now in VR is actually very nice now. Good. So we are about to start the approach. So Dave also using VR. Fantastic. Right, descent out blue. 11.8. Oh no, Barrow, that's the minimum. So 12.7. And the transition is at 18,000 feet. Yeah, 180. Right, progress. Accuracy is required now 0.3, and we have 0.04. Normally we have that on both sides. So progress, yeah, 0.3, fantastic. So Sierra, Papa, Zulu, Oscar, 2.8, put that in there. So we have a distance to threshold. Right, so next restriction is 185 there, and I mean, you know why, because of the high terrain. Absolutely incredible. And somewhere in that valley is the airport. So that approach is calculated and programmed by means of GPS data, and so you have minimum altitudes you have to maintain, obviously because of that terrain. But if you look at the clearances, and you see that when we get to that corner, you're literally like, I guess maybe 2,500 to 3,000 feet above the ground, and then you go into that valley. So that arc actually takes you close to that peak there as well. It's mind-boggling. So just 1,000 feet difference between the altitude and the peak there.
Hello, Black Box.
Hey, Branald. Yeah, we're on the final approach, the last approach we're doing here, and then we are into the Kodiak to do some relaxed flights in Norway. Looking forward to it. Good. So 17 or above. Now I'm going to do the following. I am going to go and go open descent. I know the risk of busting altitudes, but I'm just going to monitor it. But we need to get down. There's no point in being up that high, because later We just need to be a lot lower. So what I can do is I can simply put 16.5 as a limit in the FCU, so the autopilot will not descend below that. But we need to get down. Max speed right now should be 230 knots anyway, so let's go
Welcome
manage
aboard the
speed.
Captain Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber experience.
And Carbon 123,
Could you
thank you much for the
subscribe
resub.
to make your way to the
Thank you
first
so
class
much.
cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served.
So we're giving away one more copy.
Good evening, BB.
Good evening.
Back to a Twitch subscription smile.
Thank you so much, Carbon, for your support. That's really kind. Yeah, so hang on. So the third giveaway prize, exclamation mark FSI, for a copy of the FSiPanel. So this panel here you see for the FENIX. Thank you so much. Oh, look at that. That is just crazy. Wow. Wow. Okay, so down we go, 16.5. I don't think we're actually going to make that, so let's go speed brakes out. So the next one is going to be 15.5. Down we go. And we are back on QNH is 1024 actually. 1024 is set. Whew. Right, 16.5, 15.5. So what I'm going to do though, I'm going to go back to managed, go back to 12.7. There we go. Descent out blue. 12.7 for the final approach. Nicely on track there. Look at that. Speed brakes coming back in. Spatch up the surroundings, yes, but the airport is literally. Right, let's start activate the approach phase. The airport is payware. Right, flaps 1, speed is check, flaps 1. Yeah, and you just need to make sure that you get down. You do not have much buffer, you're still so fast. Look at that, the true airspeed 270 and a ground speed 260. Oh, I can't remember East Midlands being this this mountainous, but maybe my memory serves me wrong. Right, we're getting a warning now. The cabin altitude is exceeding limits, but again, the airport is at 10,700 feet. So flaps 2, speed is checked. Flaps 2, and again, we need to descend and decelerate. We've got to be here at 12.7. That's absolutely essential to start the final approach. The airport is somewhere in here. As we try to get down. Can you program an arc? No, you can't. No, Nico, that's not possible. So it has to be pre-made. I'm going to go vertical speed here, gears coming down. The extra drag. And again, we need to be there at 12,700. I am going to deactivate terrain mode, otherwise it's going to complain. So flaps 3, speed is checked. Flaps 3, speed brakes in. Deflores? I don't know. We just chose that livery, I'm sorry. We're not in here today for absolutely 100% correct liveries. So even though we're 13,000 feet, it's only like 2,500 feet above the airport elevation. No joke. Right, we're inbound to the final approach fix. Approach mode is armed. We're at final approach mode, so we can now set the flaps to 4 first of all, and then in missed approach, we go back to 21,000 feet again. So
2,500.
there we go. See what I mean? Now we are at final approach speed. So indicated, what the pitos are measuring is 131 knots or 32 knots. The ground speed at the moment is 170 knots though. So it's almost a whopping 40 knots difference between the indicated and the true airspeed. So the true airspeed is 168, ground speed 170. Beautiful! Look at that. Coming in, landing checklist. ECMIN, we're landing, no blue. Everything's done, apart from the lights. Wow, and as a passenger, golly. That is impressive. Yeah, and the RNAV track takes us nicely through the valley here. Just let the autopilot fly along. I'm just going to go manual thrust here. Autopilot still engaged.
100 above.
Yeah, runway's in sight, manual flight. Careful with the power.
Minimum.
Continue. So we can still use the flight directors if they make sense.
1,000.
I've got 1 white, 3 red. So let's correct that. Long runway. And that's exactly what I wanted to have. Early morning. And that way we're flying towards the shadow of the aircraft. Ground speed 170 knots. Right, on path. We've got to be very aggressive now with our descent rates. We may exceed 1,000 feet per minute from time to time.
500.
Careful though, not too much. Oh, careful. Thin air behaves a lot different, the aircraft. There we go.
400.
Welcome aboard
Easy
the
now,
Captain
easy.
Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber
Gonna have a hard
experience.
landing.
Could new subscribers
Look
please
at that
make
shadow.
their way
How
to the
cool is
first
that?
class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
100.
Good evening everyone. Just in time for a
50.
wonderful approach smile.
20. Retard. 5.
Come on. Yes. Happy with that one. So we should have spoilers, reverse green, and why is the auto brake not working? Well, we've got decel. It's not indicating. We've got deceleration, that's for sure. Manual brakes. The sim looks so good. Thank you very much. Well, I do use something called the game filter from NVIDIA. So that would be off. Kind of a yellowish, greenish kind of tone. That's standard. And this is with the game filter on. So it's like reshades, but from NVIDIA. Now, all I'm going to do for the after landings, I am going to stow the speed brakes. And my co-pilot will do the rest. Yeah, it is a difference. So you can do all kinds of stuff, sharpening, color corrections, all kinds of stuff. Look at that scenery. Yeah, so what a cool approach, right? I have. So Henry, the thing is, so I do have FS Realistic. The problem was, I used it in the approach to Bremen at the beginning of the stream, and it was causing some weird left and right kind of really jittery kind of movements. And so for me, that was definitely related to FS Realistic. Where is this? This is in Cusco, Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar. Right, APU is running. Fantastic. We'll park there. After landing checklist. Radar predictometry system is off after landing checklist complete. Peru, yeah. And this is a payware scenery. Right, lovely. Lata now is there. Beautiful. We'll park there. Let's get all the lights off. And so the winner Has everybody entered the giveaway for the last, oh actually the second last, so that's a third copy, FSI panel, so exclamation mark FSI panel for the FSI panel here in the FENIX, which has just been released today. And if you want a instructional video, EasyJet Sim Pilot has made a tutorial video on his channel. Go and check it out. What? There we go. So set the parking brake. Oops. Oh God, this looks bad. Right, so then we've got the APU bleed on, engines off. Right, what was the landing rate? So landing distance satisfactory, 3 meters left of centerline satisfactory, but hey, look at that, smooth landing. Well, it's at a bit of an upslope, so that was alright. Bank was alright as well, so not too bad, not too bad. The Silverhead Gamer, if you watch back my stream last 4 hours, you will see everything it does. It gives you so many options regarding sim controls, position the aircraft quickly. You can even enter some failures. So for example, what can we have here? Aft cargo smoke. We'll have fail now. Right, there we go, for example. Right, smoked, aft cargo smoke. Econ actions, cabin fans off to make sure that no smoke is entering the cabin. If aft cargo closed, let's have a look. Is it closed or not? It is. Agent discharge, that's a good question, because if it's open, it wouldn't make sense to discharge the agent. Because then if anybody is in the compartment, you could kill them. So, because you're robbing them the oxygen. Right, and then of course, now that the agent is slowly discharging into the aft compartment, so it takes a while until it says discharge. There it comes. And now the very important thing is that you disembark the passengers first of all before opening the cargo compartment. Why? Because of flashover. So if there is a fire and you open the doors and you have fresh oxygen come in, you could have a flashover there. So let's disembark the passengers. Now normally I would do that via the slides. Depends on if we have smoke development or a very strong heat in the aft section of the cabin. Otherwise, there's not really necessity to evacuate and have people fall off the slides and get killed or something. So right now it's contained. So as long as the agent is discharging into the cargo compartment, and just have that discharge. Right, so the winner of the third giveaway, not the last one, there's one more. The third giveaway is Gerald R8. Congrats. Can you do me a favor? Can you type something in chat, please? And that way I can then send you a little whisper to get your email address. There we go. So I'm going to whisper you. Thank you so much for taking part. And if you could be so kind, Gerald, and send me whisper, not here, but whisper here directly to me, not in chat. Just whisper me your email address, and then I will get you the voucher. Nico, I wonder why there is the triple click so often in the flare if you land manually. What gets degraded there? That's a good question. Normally what would happen, Nico, if you're doing an RNF approach and you're flying in the final approach mode and you're reaching the missed approach point, which quite often in an RNF approach is the runway threshold, it will revert to vertical speed heading. And that is a downgrad. And that's and that's sorry, Mark. That's a triple click. Yeah, Uwe, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. What I will do is I will try to set everything up for YouTube giveaway. Let me just give me a second before we close the stream. So let's see if I can do that. Hey Tapti, how you doing? Right, just need to log into YouTube here, so we can do one more giveaway prize on YouTube. So, let's see if that works. There we go. So, yeah. So, guys, I am going to give away one copy now on YouTube. So, here's the deal again. Exclamation mark FSiPanel. Sorry, FSI. On YouTube now. There we go, it's working. So we see people joining now. Fantastic. It's a bit of time delay, but it is working. So one more copy of the FSiPanel. Oh god. I should have chosen a different command. Right, good. No, that's all fine. So it's working. So continue to join on YouTube for the FSiPanel. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right, so let me just change that here. Right, there we go. Can you show you the video filter settings? They are on my website if you want. Otherwise, I'll quickly put that in here if you like. So literally the last two there are 0. Those are set to what you can see here. So there we go. So these are all the settings then. All right. Did you notice any FPS impact? No, because David, I am limiting at the moment here on my rig on 30 FPS. So it's 30 Hertz, 30 FPS. So I don't really notice anything. I think there's still some overhead I can use. So if I don't limit to 30 FPS, I get about 45-ish, 50 FPS depending on the scenery. But yeah, but using VSync then with 30 Hertz monitor, I get a very smooth kind of experience. Right, cool. Hope that's all seen. Fantastic. Right, has everybody joined on YouTube? FSiPanel giveaway prize. So care of, also didn't see any impact. Excellent. So while we wait, count down the last 2 minutes for the giveaway. A huge thank you to JP, developer of the FSiPanel. And you've seen it. It has worked flawlessly. It really has. I am absolutely amazed. And personally, I did not go in with these expectations. I actually thought at some point, obviously, you would have to restart the simulator to get it working. But it's still working after how many hours? 4 hours now, without any restarts. Yeah. And if I wanted to, literally, if I want to do the approach again, I could just simply move the aircraft. Thank you much, JP. Yeah, once again. So I know that you've been so busy, and you definitely want to enjoy some free time, hopefully. Although maybe there's a lot of support questions coming in over the next couple of days. But yeah, so big thank you for making the add-on. Absolutely fantastic. For me as a streamer, this opens up many possibilities. Right, actually we should start the engines first, shouldn't we? So panel state, let's do ready, activate. It is fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. And thanks again for the 4 giveaway prizes that you've generously given away today. Thank you, Bob. And we're closing the giveaway on YouTube this time. Closing the giveaway. And the winner on YouTube is Milan Rizav. Thank you so much. And if you could be so kind to speak up in chat. Where is he? There he is. Thank you, says. Let me just see if I can get you a message. How to do that on YouTube. Right, engines are running. So that's all done. That's all done. That's all done. Let's do that. There we go. It does work. Right, you're up. There we go. Milan, can you do me a favor? Can you write to me an email at captainblackbox@gmail.com, and then I'll get you the voucher. Right, I hope this is going to work because I have the engines off. Just reset everything there. Thank you much, Milan, and congrats again. There you go. So just to demonstrate to you that you could do this over and over again. So, right. So we just literally spawn in here, run RNAV28. We could now go the other way, for example, if you want to have a look at the northern transition there. Insert. So we're just going to go ahead. Right, get the right. So just going to get the aircraft into the right speed, and then yeah, like this. So we're literally back up in the air, and you could do the approach again if you wanted to. So this is how reliable it actually does work. Absolutely mind-boggling. Let's go to the next one here. Go to this one. There we go. Set manage speed. Manage speed. So auto thrust on. Autopilot on. And there we go. That's it. Now you can fly the approach on the other transition. Perfect. Extremely reliable. Full faith in that product. And look at that. Wow, the northern transition seems to be even more beautiful. That's crazy. Wow. Amazing stuff. Right, so guys, thank you so much. I will now stop the stream. I'll be back online in about 10-15 minutes, and we'll do a relaxed flight with the Kodiak 100 in Norway on our One in Jump Norway tour. Again, big thank you to all the supporters. Thank you to Mark and Brennelt for your support. Thanks for all the resubs, the new members supporting on this channel. That means a lot to me. Thank you for your support, everyone. And see you again soon. Oh yeah, next stream, if you're interested, the next stream is on Tuesday next week. Okay guys, take care everyone. Good night. Thanks to my moderators. It's been crazy busy today. Thank you so much to all my moderators for looking over the chat, making sure everything runs nicely. Thank you everyone. Good night.